What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? It's your boy Cris with my guy Clarence and my guy Ty. We got a lot to talk about, man. Wild card weekend playoffs was crazy. We're gonna get into it. Plus, we know who our opponent is this Saturday. Let's talk Chiefs.
Yeah, Arrowhead Chiefs. It's your girl, Miss Nicole. Queen of Hustle, baby. Started from the bottom, now we here. My homie at the start of his career. Let's go. Try to warn him early, hear the truth. Tune in every Sunday for the juice. Arrowhead Chiefs podcast, bringing all the news. If you miss the play, come back for reviews. Chris style, out here repping for the crew. Post game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube. If you missed the play, come back for reviews. Post game highlights, go subscribe on YouTube.
What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? It's your boy Cris. You are tuned in to Arrowhead Chief Podcast, episode 108. We're here to recap Wild Card Weekend, talk about everything that went down. Also, get a little bit, not too much in, but a little bit into our opponent this Saturday, and all that good stuff. So, before then, what's up, Clarence?
What's cracking? How y'all feeling today?
Feeling good, man.
Feeling good.
Weekend of football.
Oh, I think he got muted again. But yeah, it's good weekend of football. Like he was saying, we got a good game tonight.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, but like Chris was saying, I mean, we got some good games this weekend. I wasn't expecting the Bills and Dolphins game to be that close. The Bengals and Ravens game, I was actually figured it would be a little closer than people thought because those divisional games are tough. I mean, they are tough.
Mm-hmm.
And then tonight we got a pretty good game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Dallas Cowboys. It's time. It's time for Dallas to show up in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't see Dallas winning this game. Ryan Jensen's back tonight. Tampa Bay
They're in
center.
trouble.
You know what I'm saying? So that allows for time to not have to get moved out that spot. And that's been Tampa's problem all year. It's just been the center and the guards. You know what I'm saying? Not having those veterans up front has played a huge part in why Tampa has struggled. So look for Leonard Fournette to be playoff Lenny tonight. And look for Tom to beat Tom.
To beat
Tom,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. This changes everything with him getting Ryan Jensen back tonight. Changes everything.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be good. I mean, it's good for Tom to get his offensive line back, but I'm still rolling with the Cowboys, man. I just think that they hear all like that last game left a bad taste in their mouth. Everybody's dumping on them. Everybody's picking against them. I just think they're gonna come out and beat Tampa Bay. I think they're gonna beat Tampa Bay.
I understand that, but given the fact that the issue with Tampa has been all year, it's been the inability to run the football. They can't run the football. Tom can't play action pass off of it, so his guys can't get that separation. You know what I'm saying? And now you're getting back the centerpiece of that line. You know what I'm saying? The actual anchor, Ryan Jensen is coming back tonight. So Tom gonna be Tom tonight. He definitely gonna be Tom tonight.
He's gonna be playoff Tom. He's gonna be vintage Tom.
Absolutely.
Oh, y'all must be talking about Thanos out there already.
Yep.
That dude will not go until I see a loss or the result is over. I don't trust. You can pick the Cowboys all you want to. Right. I'm good. Give me Thanos.
Me too.
Dak Prescott's gonna be like, I am Iron Man. Down. Yo.
Go. Be Iron Man, not Interception Man.
Now I will say, for the turnovers that Dak has thrown this year, a lot of that has been on guys just not making plays on ball. You know what I'm saying? So you going into Tampa, they Dak played well week one. What was that? 2 years ago when they played the
Yep.
Bucks in Tampa. So I don't think it's going to be that big of a drop off from then. You know what I'm saying? I think Dax is going to play extremely well tonight. It's just you
It's not
dealing with
enough.
Tom Brady, man. Tom is
The
Tom
key,
he's
is Tom.
cerebral.
the key to this game, man, is if Tony Pollard has anything north of 100 yards, then Dallas has a good chance to win this game.
Well,
Yeah.
even if they run in the football, you know what I'm saying? Like Tampa is one of them teams where if you give Tom, if you put him down 14 or 17, he can cut that deficit in the blink of an
Yep.
eye. That's the issue.
And
You know what I'm saying?
that's why Dallas got
Tom don't get rattled.
he got to
They have to.
they got to jump on it early, man.
They have to.
They cannot be in the
Cannot
fourth quarter
start
and
slow.
it's 17-14 in the fourth quarter. You just
No.
can't. You got to be in the fourth quarter. They got to be at least 28-14 in the fourth quarter against this Tampa Bay team, because the one thing about this Tampa Bay team, man, is it's just so hard. They don't get points that easy. Like they get points at a premium. Like it's hard for them to get points.
It is.
It's hard. But for some reason, if that defense allows them to stick around, and you making mistakes, and
Hang in there.
making them let them hang around or whatever, it'd be 1:20 left, fourth quarter. They run that up tempo offense that they run, and it works every time. He marches right down the field and he wins the game. They cannot get in that situation. Dallas cannot get in that situation.
And
If they
Dallas
do,
needs to give the ball to Pollard and not Zeke. Zeke has struggled
Yeah.
against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the last two times they played him. I mean, he had like 2 yards per carry going back to that game Clarence mentioned earlier. And then this season, he struggled at the beginning of the year against Tampa. So you got to use Pollard. I think Zeke is a little bit washed up at this point. I think he's more of a power back type of goal line type of guy. But I want to see Pollard getting the bulk of the carries.
All I would say is just, Pollard, he going to have to do his thing. Just like you said, Ezekiel, he's not really the same guy. Of course, the Tampa Bay, they're missing some key defensive players that they end up losing for the season. Like you said, though, you cannot allow this to be, like you said, it cannot be 14, 17 of those situations, because here's my thing, though, and I think this is going to be the key matchup that's going to happen. If you got a situation where it's still close like that in the fourth quarter and Tom Brady has the ball, be aware and look out for Mike Evans and probably the Diggs matchup, because Diggs is a sucker for those double moves, and he struggles against really good receivers. He's good in zone coverage, which is why he has a lot of his interceptions over the last 2 years. But man to man, good luck. And not even to mention you have all the other pieces as well that actually go hand in hand. Scotty Miller, he'll sneak in there every once in a while, but you just got to be very careful.
The tight ends. I mean, you got Cade Otton, who's had somewhat of a surprising year.
He gonna be on that Gronk juice tonight. So if he has a big game, it's possible, because that's part of Tom Brady's MO. He has to get that tight end game going.
That tight end going.
And I mean, like I said, we don't know what type of Leonard Fournette is going to show up tonight.
That's true.
If playoff Lenny shows up.
That's the scary part too. That's the scary part.
It is.
Because he can run you over. Yep, I expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. If playoff Lenny show up, then now that opens up the playbook for Tom a lot more.
That play action.
Now he's not one. Now he's not one dimensional, and you don't have to just drop back in coverage. Because if I'm Dallas, I'm doubling Mike Evans. Now if you beat me with Godwin across the middle and doing all the chipping down the field, okay, that's fine. But I'd rather you make long and gated, plays instead of you just hitting me over the top like they always do. I mean, that's what Mike Evans is good at: running down the field, putting that hand up, and Tom just throws it up to him. So I'm putting the safety over top for Mike Evans. I'm sorry, I'm taking him away.
It's a must.
I'm taking him away.
It's a must.
It cannot be, and the Cowboys, it cannot be with these low-scoring games. I mean, I'm looking through their schedule right now as far as some of their low-scoring in the close games. There haven't been many of them.
Yeah,
I mean, you have the Bengals that you're looking at, and then I don't really like to include the Rams because we saw that downfall real quickly. But all the other games have pretty much been high-scoring games versus Tampa, who's used to these kind of games, low scoring, ugly, and I think that's how it was in the first week. It was low scoring, ugly, kind of boring at times.
Mm-hmm.
If
It
it if it
was.
falls if it falls into that kind of game, that works in Tampa's favor. If
Mm-hmm.
it's a high scoring game, which is where Dallas would absolutely have to, then it's gonna be Dallas.
Yeah. If Dallas gets at least 30, they win this game.
I can see
It's
that. I definitely think it's got to be like y'all said. If it's 17-14 heading into the fourth quarter, Dallas is in some big trouble because Tom Brady is going to do whatever it takes to win that game. Whether
and
that's
even
a
I mean,
75-yard drive with 50 seconds left on the clock, he'll do it.
and even
yeah,
so, you kind of look at the Cowboys and how they played the Titans game, and the Titans were playing with a backup, and that game was 27-13 in that kind of game. I'm like,
mhm.
that game's kind of scary too, and how they play. I mean, I understand on the other side they had no idea who to prepare for. And that was their lower scoring games, but still, you're talking about Tom Brady. You're talking about a more stingy defense. So it's going to be very tricky for Dallas to see how they pull this off. But I'm still riding with Thanos though.
Me too.
What's your score predictions?
I think 21-17
Mm.
Tampa Bay wins.
I think
20.
it's
Go ahead.
37-31 Tampa.
Damn, you got Tampa scoring some
37
points.
30.
You got Tampa scoring some
Listen,
points.
Ryan
Cris. I
Jensen,
hear you.
Ryan Jensen, Leonard
He's back.
Fournette are the
Yeah.
two key
Yeah.
pieces. So if they can run the football and mix in the rookie, I think his last name is White. You
Rashad
mix that
White.
in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
get them separations for Mike Evans. You're going to get them tight ends working the seams and getting open against a zone coverage that Dallas is going to try to run. Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence and everybody else that they want to send their time, it negates that if Leonard Fournette's running the football the way he
It
should
does.
and
Yep.
you're able to play action pass off of it. It takes all that away for Tom. And he got his anchor up front. Like, pressure up the middle is how you beat Tom. And if he can't get it, you're in trouble.
He's going to
Yeah.
be,
And Ryan Jensen is back.
like you said, he's going to be on his spots all day. He's going to be right in that spot, right in the
That
pocket.
changes everything
Mm-hmm.
for the Dallas defense with Tom Brady having his anchor up front back. That changes everything. Because everybody was able to get that pressure. It would start outside, but the pressure would come up the middle, a la you
Yep.
saw what the Niners did to him. But now you can't get that pressure up the middle no more because Ryan Jensen's back and he's setting the table all across that offensive line. So this is a challenge, and this is why the playoffs matter so much.
Yep.
On that note, I think I'm gonna go with 24-20. It's gonna end on a game-winning touchdown,
Mm.
and I think he's gonna hit. I think it's gonna be a Mike Evans gap somewhere. I just see it. I just see Diggs biting on something really bad in the
Mhm.
situation. It's gonna
Mhm.
be like 17-20, like for like the longest, and then it's just going
Mhm.
somehow Brady's just gonna snatch it.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm going 28-14 Cowboys. Or 28-17, sorry, Cowboys.
Mhm.
I just think like I said, I just think the Cowboys, I think they're going to do enough to win this game. I ain't saying they're going to blow them out. But I think they're going to do enough. Get that early lead, stay on top of them. And, Tom and them probably score a late touchdown and make it 17, but it ain't going to be enough. So I just think Dallas is the better team. That's just my opinion. I think Dallas is the better team. And I just think, like I said, they heard the outside noise. Everybody's done. Everybody's waiting for the other pin to drop because it's the Dallas Cowboys. And look, I'll be more than happy to see the Cowboy fans with sad faces all over the internet because I can't stand their asses. Because they think they're the best thing since sliced cheese, and they're not. And then they haven't won anything since the 90s. Half of these fans is Ty's age. They wasn't even around.
They right up there with Raider fans, you ask me, as far as the annoyance level. But hey,
Yeah, for real.
Cowboys a little bit because at least Raider fans when they know they suck, they go back into their cubby holes and
ain't that
go
funny?
hide. They go back into their little dark caves or whatever that they live in, and don't come
Ain't
back
that
out until the next season.
that's so funny to me. You say you talking about we got the big screen TV in the stadium. Yeah, only to watch you guys lose. Congratulations, what an honor. It's
Mhm.
no different. I got a big screen 90-inch TV. Yeah, now you got a bigger TV to see how you lost now. Congratulations.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I think I'm expecting a good game though.
Yeah.
Me too.
But let's go ahead and talk about the weekend, man.
Yeah.
Because man, other than probably one game,
That first game,
yeah, the
Mhm.
Niners. It was a little.
they took
tight-
care of
It
business.
was a little tight in the beginning. I had a couple co-workers. I had this one lady at my job. Shout out to my homegirl Tina. She was crying at halftime. She thought it was. Oh, she couldn't eat. She a Niners fan. She couldn't eat nothing. I was like, damn, Tina, it's gonna be okay. They're gonna take care of business in the second half.
I figured that was coming.
And Purdy just had to calm down a little bit. It's his first
Yeah.
playoff game, man.
He just had to settle in,
Once he
get in
settled down,
rhythm.
Divisional games are never easy anyway. We all know
Yep.
that.
Mhm.
that's why getting that bye week is essential, man. This is what
Mhm.
this
It
week.
is.
This is what this weekend taught me. If nothing else, that bye week is essential, boy, because
Yep.
everybody is, them wild card teams is throwing everything at you.
Because
Get you
Bengals
quick.
fans were having a meltdown last night on Twitter. Bills fans were having a meltdown on Twitter. I mean, we're just chilling.
They both should have lost.
Back
Oh,
up.
just wait until next week. Just wait until next week.
But you know what though? Was even so with this week, it's kind of trending how it was last postseason, where a lot of the home teams were taking care of business, but barely.
Yep.
And a lot of it was high scoring too. So expect
Mhm.
going into the divisional round to things to slow down just a little bit, because
Mhm.
really I say week one is more so for offensive coordinators to show and do their thing. Show this is who belongs.
We
This
are.
is why is why we're here, and this is why we're not. You can't really make that case for Minnesota because that's a whole different story.
Who didn't see that coming? I didn't see that coming. I saw that coming.
Me too.
I saw
How
that
did
coming.
you-
Giants.
Anybody that had faith in Minnesota is an idiot, because everybody said Kirk Cousins can't win in prime time and in the postseason. Kirk Cousins is not gonna do it.
Prime
I
time
don't
Cousins.
care if he's playing a JV school. He's gonna get his ass kicked in the playoffs. It's just
And
There's
Taking a
certain
check
things you
down
know
on
is gonna
4th and
happen.
8, season
Yeah.
on the line, and you take a
Yeah.
check down.
it's
Yeah, that was-
new.
that
I
was
don't
terrible.
know. Minnesota Vikings fans, they get so excited because in the regular season, they get
They're
13
cooking.
wins or whatever case may be. But everybody know what's gonna happen. Okay, y'all gonna get in the playoffs and get your ass kicked. It just never fails, man. Like, come on,
Well-
give up hope. Dreams are for suckers, man. Shit,
Well,
for real,
They-
man. Minnesota ain't shit.
there's a saying, they say the truth shall set you free. Yep, and it set them free into the
Yeah.
offseason. Enjoy.
But they already,
Yeah.
but they always know this. I don't know why they go into it with this false sense of hope, like, oh, this our year. No, it's not.
No.
Y'all not
It's
gonna
like-
win shit.
It's
They
like
should.
Cowboys fans at this point. Every year they think they're gonna make it, especially with Justin Jefferson. He didn't show up at
Oh,
all
my
yesterday. But I don't put it on
Oh.
him because they didn't move him around enough. I mean, you see
don't
what the
matter,
Rams
Todd.
did with Cooper Cup.
That don't
He
matter.
said,
Kirk Cousins was gonna mess that up regardless.
Yep.
"No, you're right. He
really
was
don't
going to
matter.
find
It's
a way
Kirk
to
Cousins.
lose that game.
And
Yeah.
even though,
He was
and,
going to find a way."
and other than that egregious fourth down play, he wasn't having a bad game. It was just
It's Kirk
Danny-
Cousins.
Danny Dimes was out there slicing him up. That's what he's doing.
He was
It's
running.
Kirk
Man,
Cousins.
Daniel Jones was balling.
He was playing like he still wanted to stay. He's saying like, okay, you kind of making a case for me now. I'm sitting here talking about your job need to be gone and Carr need to be
Yeah.
looking down. I'm like, well, you
Yeah.
might have changed my mind a little bit. But you
Daniel
know what?
Jones got to
But,
stay.
but you know what though? And we even said this a couple weeks ago. That's the Brian Dable effect. And this is why I said
It is.
OCs matter. When I said it's like as far as you can compare that with the Bills and how they looked versus the Giants and how they looked. And when you take that key element, and even so when he was motivated, even on that drop that Slayton had, and he could have sealed the game. And that's the kind
And
of
Darius
stuff I
Slayton
like.
is just garbage, though. Darius
He
Slayton,
is.
he's garbage.
Their
as fuck.
receiving core is garbage.
But
But
hey,
he is the primary motherfucker that will drop passes. Like he'll be
Mhm.
wide the fuck open and
Wide
drop shit.
open
Go
because
back,
he'll
go
smoke the
back
shit
and
out of
watch
the
the
corner.
game when the Giants came to Kansas City. Like he dropped a
Mm-hmm.
wide open fucking touchdown. Like that's what
mhm.
Darius Slayton is. That motherfucker
Mhm.
will drop some shit on your ass. And you be like, motherfucker, why of all times you pull this shit right now? You know what I'm saying? Like he's
Right.
Mhm.
prone for that, bro.
But you know what though? That's going to prove my point though. Going to the next round, I said this is where the defensive coordinators get it paid because that's not going to happen when you have people like Darius Slay guarding you. I said good luck. He might even be lucky to get a target next game.
The issue that the Giants have with Philly is Philly has so many defensive linemen that they can just
Yep.
rotate in and out,
In
and
and
the
out.
shit
Yep.
just don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
They just got waves of people that can just rush, man. It's a problem.
Sue, Robert
People don't give Philly
Quinn. I
their
mean,
credit.
Derek
Yes,
Barnett.
dog.
Like,
This is the
Yes,
same.
bro.
The
This is
key
the
to that,
same. Go ahead.
I was saying, but the key to that game is how does Hurts look?
Yeah.
right. If he's healthy,
But you don't need him to do a lot. You don't need him to do a lot
that's
to beat the
true.
damn Giants.
You don't need him to have 4
That
touchdowns,
that
300
You
Giants
don't
yards.
need a
defense,
lot.
that Giants defense is better than people give credit for.
Do you? Okay. So let me ask you this: do you think
Dexter
that the
Lawrence,
Giants
Leonard
are going to
Williams.
do to AJ Brown what they did to Justin Jefferson? You think that's going to happen?
It's a
No,
tall effort because that's all the Giants
no.
have. You're talking about in Philadelphia, they have more than AJ Brown. As long as they
They
have
got
Thank you.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae
Smith on the
Smith,
other
Devontae
side,
Smith.
that's gonna be
Dallas
tough.
Goddard, Miles Sanders.
Yep.
It's just too much.
Yep.
And Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins.
Of course.
No,
But
yeah,
I'm
no
And,
just
doubt.
saying,
and
if
Hurts
you
can
He's
run.
not,
No
he's not
doubt.
making them damn mistakes Kirk Cousins made.
no,
He ain't
no, for
throwing no
sure.
check down on 4th and 8 with the
No,
season on the
absolutely
line.
not.
No,
Absolutely not.
I agree, but I'm just saying is are we getting Jalen Hurts or are we getting a broken down Jalen Hurts that can't do too much?
I think that week of
Based
rest
off of what?
really
That
helped.
shoulder?
Yeah,
They got that bye. Yeah, he got that
Yeah,
bye.
that
he
by
still,
No panic.
but he
But we
still ain't talking like, oh yeah, my shoulder great, man, I'm good. No, he like, yeah, it's day to day,
Yeah.
whatever.
He getting ready to play the Giants. Yeah. Yeah,
And
you
if
want to
that
send out that smoke
okay,
screen.
and when
yep.
Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence come up that middle, hit that shoulder like that,
The
and he
difference
get up.
between the difference between Kirk Cousins and Jalen Hurts gonna get out the back door on you.
He
Kirk
gonna move
Cousins
out the
can't.
pocket. Yep.
Kirk
He
Cousins is a
got,
he,
statue compared to Jalen Hurts.
and
as
I,
Hurts is
long
gonna be out.
I hear
as
that,
long
but if
but
I'm a
as long as
linebacker,
Hurts is healthy, that's my thing. As long as he's healthy, and also the other thing too is like because some teams are rhythm teams, and it's
Yep.
going to be interesting to see how Philly comes out the gate. Will that bye week hurt them? I honestly don't think it will.
No, I
It
think it
shouldn't.
helps.
But with Hurts though, it's like depending on what kind of player that he is coming out. I mean, I kind of got to look and see who their opponent was early in the season, see how they came out that bye week. And truth be told, the
Yep.
Giants, who knows that them not having a bye week, even their Super Bowl run, they didn't have a bye week, but they took that momentum and they ran with it. And then,
It took it into next week, carried
yep,
it over. Yeah, no, I think I think it'll be a closer game because it is once again a divisional game. I mean, these teams know each other so well.
mm-hmm.
But I'll pick the Eagles to win that game. But the
yeah, most
Giants,
definitely.
I'm really not surprised by what they did yesterday. They did what they had to do to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon Barkley was getting going. I know he didn't have crazy yards, but he was getting in the end zone. And Daniel Jones, he deserves a lot of respect because
He did.
Balled out.
he
Balled
looked
out.
he looked terrible with who was the offense coordinator last year?
Isn't it
The
Garrett?
Dallas Cowboys old coach. Yeah, Jason Garrett.
They're just Garrett.
Yeah,
No,
Jason Garrett.
yeah. So, but Daniel Jones has really turned it around this year. I mean, I like Daniel Jones. I
Because
give him
because he
respect.
got a head coach that
Exactly.
is
That's
working
going to use
around
his
what he
strengths.
does
Yeah.
best. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit matters.
It
Especially
does.
to a
Yep.
quarterback like you trying to keep his confidence high
Mhm.
and you got the national media just shitting on him
Mhm.
when he's been an able quarterback. He just needed to it's just like Alex Smith. When Alex Smith first came to Kansas
Yep.
City, everybody was like, well, Alex Smith, you know what I'm saying? But when you do the things to that quarterback's strength, you see them thrive and flourish. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The Giants are gonna have to
Mhm.
get them a quarterback with the arm eventually. But for right now,
Oh
learn
yeah.
how to fucking win football games. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to win on the road in the postseason. Like All of that matters. You dig what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
It does.
Yeah, I agree. Now let's talk about it, man. The biggest collapse of the weekend.
Here we go.
The LA Chargers.
Hold on. I want to put emphasis on that too. The third biggest collapse in postseason history. The third. Unfortunately, the Chiefs hold the second spot, but still, bottom line. Go ahead.
It's
Chiefs
interesting.
hold the first spot with that Texans game, in my opinion.
The Colts.
Yeah, the Colts.
I'm talking about what came back against the Texans. That's got to be up there.
No, it's the Colts game. The biggest
No, yeah,
collapse.
definitely.
That was the fourth. That was the fourth biggest collapse. Was what the Texans did.
But
that was bad.
But yeah, not since we experienced that against Andrew Luck and the Colts have I seen a big collapse where I was just like, man, really? When they got to 27-14, I said, they going to come back on them, aren't they? The Chargers are going to do it again, boy. They going to charger it up. And they did. They did.
But you know what? All that stuff added up. You know, from the preparation, how they handled the week before, how the way he was coaching the game, it came right back.
But this is who the Chargers are all season. They get out of the lead in the first half, and then you know what happens? Because their offensive scheme is so remedial, the defensive coordinator figures it out. And they got figured out.
He makes the adjustments, and they don't make the adjustments back.
They don't make adjustments. Joe Lombardi got to go. If you don't fire Brandon Staley, you at least got to leave Joe Lombardi go.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Staley ain't going nowhere, bro. I keep telling y'all this. He's not leaving.
Okay, and if he doesn't,
the OC's got to go.
I totally agree with that because there's no way you got a 27-point lead and you can't run the football effectively.
Exactly.
There's no way.
When you have Austin Eckler.
But Eckler's not a thumper. You need to get you a thumper.
No, he's not.
Get you a thumper that helps that running game out immensely. I thought Sony Michel was going to be there for him, but you see, he couldn't get on the field.
Did he even play?
I didn't see him.
I didn't see him.
I didn't see him.
I thought that Joshua Kelly, I think was his name. They had some decent backup running backs that were thumpers.
Mm-hmm. Isaiah Spiller. Yep. Isaiah Spiller could have got the job done, but for one reason or another, like they just don't capitalize on it. They want to get space and perimeter work.
Justin Herbert having a big game. They wanted this to be his coming out party, like this to be his.
Absolutely. You can thank 15 for that.
Yep.
You can thank 15 for this. Like everything you seeing, you can thank 15 for it.
Yeah, because speaking of which, this goddamn Tony Romo and his love fest for Josh Allen. Like, goddamn, man. Like, shit, man.
It was like, too far.
Like, I get it.
He compared him to Michael Jordan at one point.
Michael Jordan, they called him the champions. The champions of what? Losing to Patrick Mahomes?
Champions of 13 seconds?
Divisional winners.
Like, what are we doing here, Tony? Like,
and Josh Allen was playing terrible. He's like, here comes the alien. I'm like, the alien? What's the dude from Earth?
E.T.? He about to phone home. He keep playing like this.
Josh Allen was throwing the game away in that second quarter. He was throwing the game away in the second quarter. He looked really bad. Mm-hmm. And then sitting there when he got hit and everything, this is what cracked me. I mean, I get it because you're a quarterback and then try to walk away, have his old line do the dirty work. Man, like let that man be a man.
Yeah, he got mad.
Josh Allen always does that. He always does that.
Yeah, he tried to fight Christian Wilkins.
He tried to act like he's something he's not.
And then the refs offsetting penalty. What? Man, if you don't, man, that was just.
But it's something to be said for Buffalo and their ability to push the football downfield consistently to Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. Like for the turnovers, the fumbles, the INTs, their ability to be able to have, or Josh Allen's confidence to be able to
keep
throw the football
firing.
downfield
Yeah.
like that and to hit Diggs and Gabe Davis being playoff Gabe. You know what I'm saying? Like you still got to tip your hat to that because I
Oh,
mean,
you do.
not a lot of
You
teams
do.
is pushing that ball downfield as aggressive as
No.
they do. You
And,
know what I'm
and, and
saying?
look,
He not Michael Jordan.
no,
No,
Let's
no,
let's not
no, no, no,
let's
no.
not get it twisted.
he Larry
That's
Bird.
15, but yeah, that's 15.
But can we really
But
can we really make that case looking at the sack numbers though? The number of times he was getting pressured. Because did you look at his numbers though? Look,
under pressure?
look. 352 yards passing. That's cool. 9-yard average. That's cool. 3 touchdowns. Cool. 2 INTs. Yeah.
Picks.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bro?
And maybe this number is incorrect. 7 sacks. Am I reading that right?
No, you're
Yeah,
reading
you
right.
read that right. You
7.
read that right.
And this
That
team,
offense-
and
that
this team
offense
is not
is-
vulnerable against the
Mhm.
Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Two things. There's two things.
Mhm.
It's the Dolphins. It's a division opponent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
This is
true.
the third time they seeing them,
They played them.
and we got to give credit to the Dolphins. Like
Yeah.
they are a really good football team. You know what I'm saying? Melvin Ingram over there, Christian Wilkins.
Bradley
You know what I'm
Chubb.
saying?
Bradley Chubb
Chubb. You know
showed
what I'm
up.
saying? Like
Yep.
yes,
Mm.
that plays a big part in it, dog. And they secondary, Miami's secondary is not a slouch. Like
But
No.
what
they can
was
play some good
inexcusable
defense, bro.
for the
Xavier
Dolphins in
Howard
this
is-
game, how do you not get a
Mhm.
play call off when you have 51 seconds?
Too many
an
times. That was driving me crazy.
4 times in the fourth quarter,
He-
they could not get a play off.
He basically set up his backup to fail in that situation.
He
There's
did.
there's no way. You can say what you want about Tom, and I thought he did a great job considering the circumstances, the limited playing
Mhm.
time, the inexperience. But they
Mhm.
kept doing that all second half. I'm like, dude, what are you
Mhm.
looking at? An Applebee's menu or something? Did it switch on you? What is going on?
He was
And-
in
Well, he
that tape
said
on the
on one of
sideline.
them,
He
yeah.
he looked like a coach that was, and you know what? It's kind of funny because the Bills kind of got a scapegoat earlier in the season when they played the Lions because they looked like a coach that did not know what to call or what to do. And it happened again in the post. I'm like, what are you doing?
Mike McDaniel said on that fourth down, he was told that was a first. So he started looking for plays for first down.
First
And then
down.
he found out it was a fourth. So that's how that ended up getting jacked up. But I mean, it's just him being a rookie head coach, first time in the playoffs, not preparing for every what if scenario that could possibly happen. Like that falls on him. He has to take ownership
That
of that.
does.
Like he
Yeah.
should know down and distance situations and be
You got to
prepared
know all
for it.
that stuff.
got
You have to have you got to have
especially
somebody on
going
the
into a
staff
place like
to make you
Buffalo.
aware
Yes.
of that stuff too.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, and you know, Thompson, I'll say probably the only thing I was critical about Thompson, and that goes with experience, was there was one play, I think, I'm not sure if it was the third or fourth quarter, when he was holding and holding and holding. It looked like he was overthinking for the most part in the second half.
Yeah,
But
he did.
there was one play where Tyreek was wide open coming across. I'm like, oh, he missed his window. It was
That
right there.
touchdown.
It was
It was
it was a free 6, but that comes with time and experience that he needed on the field.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah.
I said, 60-70% of it though, McDaniel, he cannot wait until 10 seconds to get the play in, and all of a sudden they ran into the line. That's what screwed them from the jump. They were burning timeouts, that whole situation. It's play calling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was inexcusable. It really was.
Experience won this game at the end of the day.
It
Even
did.
with all the Buffalo's mistakes or whatever, allowing them to stick around. At the end of the day, the more experienced and better team. Let's just call it what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They are the better team. They have the better quarterback, better coach, and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
do I think if Tua and Mostert had played this game, it might have been a little?
It would have been different.
Possibly. But
Yeah.
you know, especially Mostert. They was missing Mostert.
Yeah.
Because he had 130 yards last time they played the Bills.
Yeah. He ran all over them.
But as like Clarence likes to say, when you don't have a running game, it's hard to manage.
It
It's
is.
hard, especially going into a hostile environment, man. Like you have to have that. You have to.
You have to have that run game.
Having a
think
back
about what. Think
having
about
a
what
backup
Tua
to
would have
45,
provided
that's hard.
if he would have played. Yeah, and Tua wouldn't have been afraid to take them shots.
Yeah.
No,
For
he would have hit Tyreek there.
for his shortcomings. Yes, absolutely, he would have took them shots. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If nothing else, it makes the defense have to respect it. which opens up
Right.
the lanes to
The
be able to
run
run the
game.
football more
Yep.
successfully. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit matters, bro.
Yep.
No, it does. It does. Now, let's get into the night game, man. Ravens and Bengals. Now, yeah, Tyler Huntley, man. Listen, man. I know you want to put your little highlight reel film together, brother.
It was a highlight. It was a not top 10. That's what that was.
Yeah,
There
for
was
real.
there was no need for you to jump.
You
And
had
try
all
to
them
get the
guys
ball, man.
behind you ready to push you. Go low.
You should have went low and just let them push you, brother.
That's what the play call was designed to do, so that way they
Yeah.
could push you. I know, I understand. And every time they kept going back to that reel, it looked dumber and dumber. When not the play itself, what he was doing now, I'm like, you look dumber and dumber every time you do that.
You short, brother. You short. You short, and you fumble. You fumble.
You can't reach the ball. I mean, you can't do that. You just can't.
Like,
You got to go low there.
I
And they
mean,
got to get the ball to Dobbins. How did Dobbins only have 12 carries in this game? He needs 20 carries in this game. Dobbins was very frustrated. I don't know if y'all seen the stuff that he was talking about after the game, but he said that Huntley should have
Yeah, he
never
did.
been in that situation because
Mhm.
he should have had the ball in his hands, which I agree with. Dobbins was having a big day.
I agree.
But
And
even
that
so,
too.
though, Harbaugh has always made some very. I mean, even prior to the end of the half, he would make some questionable calls. Like, when they were driving, it was 9-7. It was, and then they got down to like somewhere around that 3 or 4 yard line. And I'm thinking like they had like 16 seconds left. I'm like, this team need to be focused on just trying to get the ball in the end zone. They call them plays like little short screens and quick outs and stuff like that with somebody like Andrews, who's not really a yard person in short yard situation. Go for the end zone. Don't sit there and throw it short, and it's a wasted play. But
It was.
What Ty said was 100% accurate, 1,000% accurate. When you have a Gus Edwards and a J.K. Dobbins, and you have a backup quarterback, and this offense is predicated on having success, being able to run the football,
Yep.
you shorten that game up because you already had Cincy playing your type of football anyway. So you make them have to stop the run consistently well into the damn fourth quarter, and then you get your seam action with Mark Andrews or get
Yep.
somebody over the top like D-Rob. You don't try to go and let's be something that we not and get these spread out formations and run RPOs with it. No, play your game. Play what you have
Run the
strength.
down
You have a healthy
ball.
fullback. Yes, you got healthy offensive linemen. You got healthy tight end. Do what you do best, and don't put this kid in compromising situations in the playoffs. Like, come on, man.
And
Come
then
on. You had Cincy. You had them.
Yeah.
You had him on the hook.
With your backup. With your
Yeah.
backup quarterback, you had them in their house.
statistically, they did everything right as far as getting
Yep.
sacks. But that's just what the Ravens did. I said everything where the Bengals, like the games with their key losses, the Ravens had executed well to that point. But that whole 14-point swing because of Huntley, and you contribute to a bad play call, all that stuff. You could make an argument not just for that play alone, but inside the 5, they missed 2 key opportunities. You got to get 6.
You take the ball out of his hand. You take the ball out of his hand. And you live and die with Dobbins. Yes.
Twice,
Yes.
and then you hand it to Edwards twice if you don't get it.
Yes. Unless you get that matchup over the back of the end zone to Andrews.
Yep.
Yes.
It's one-on-one, and then you audible it out.
Don't change up and try to be cute and be something that you're not. Don't. He's not Lamar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was my problem too. They was doing a lot of design runs for him, and he's not Lamar. Like, some of them runs,
He's
Lamar
got
probably would have hit
speed.
his head. He would have hit his head on the goalpost on some of them runs, probably. But that's not Huntley. Huntley, you can clearly,
especially that big one. Yeah.
What was the linebacker that caught him when he was coming around there? Lamar would have had like 20 yards down the field.
Logan Wilson.
Yeah.
It was arguably probably, at least as far as I could think of, probably the second dumbest play call or situation that I've seen in the playoffs. Number one is still that Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl game, period, because that interception he threw in New England. But this is up there as far as with dumbest situationals that I've seen.
It is.
Man, fuck the Bengals.
However, though, I do see some silver lining. Though, I want to give a shout out to D-Rob for getting Eli Apple the way he did, though.
He cooked Eli. Man, that was bad.
Hit him with the double. Beep, beep, to the house.
Let me pivot for a quick second. So we about to get this game that was supposed to happen that got stopped. Let me tell you what's going to happen next week. Number 3's coming out of the tunnel for Buffalo to give them support.
Of course.
And that stadium is going to fucking go crazy.
Crazy.
Since he not walking out of that game next week, they not. Joe Mixon can't pass block.
I can see that. I can see that.
Joe Mixon can't pass block. If you let Jamar Chase get his numbers and you stop T. Higgins and Boyd, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
I definitely agree with that because
I hate
both
the
these
Bengals
teams
anyway.
are vulnerable. And but the Bengals, they got bullied up front last night. Let's call it like it is. The Ravens should have just kept doing what they were doing and bullying them up front. Like Clarence said, play your game. When you're in the playoffs, play your damn game. Like we know what the Ravens want to do. They want to come in here. They want to smack you in the mouth. We know they want to run the ball, and you got a backup quarterback, so that should be even more reason to run the ball.
And you saw what Joe Burrow had success on. It was the plays to T. Higgins. It was a third down conversion to Tyler Boyd. You know what I'm saying? We saw that. Like, let Jamar be Jamar. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get his. He gonna make his plays. He a damn good wide receiver. You can't take nothing from him. But let him do his thing. He can't beat you by himself. And the Bengals have question marks all along their front. They still leaking. They leaking bad.
Bad.
And Burrow took a lot of shots last night. So you keep building upon that this week, especially when you got a Bills team that is pseudo-healthy minus a Von Miller. You can get home and get pressure on Burrow.
And the safety issues.
The bad throws and the safety issues. Yes.
I would say it's and you know what? It's going to be exactly to my point in how it was. And this is why I like Cincinnati situation as far as like why I see a lot of people, they like Cincinnati. Is that to me, they're not the best complete team. They are the best second half team. And there's a difference because Cincinnati, that coaching staff, they know how to make adjustments. They do. And the Ravens but here's the thing. The Ravens adjusted well.
They did.
They did. And they matched it stride for stride.
Yeah, they did.
If you have that right team that knows how to match that energy in those adjustments and execute like the other team, like who we're going to talk about later on, I would imagine. If they match that and make those adjustments, they can be beat.
Yep.
And even so, the Chiefs
they're going to get beat.
Yeah,
they're going to get beat. I don't know. If they make it out of Buffalo, which I want them to.
I think they will.
I want them to make it out of Buffalo. Because if they make it out of Buffalo, they got to deal with 15.
Yep.
And people can
and
say
95.
whatever they want about Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. 15 is the greatest equalizer. He's the eater of worlds. And he's going to annihilate the Bengals.
But you know even so
he Bray Wyatt. Thank you.
Ever since the Bengals game and everything, that's why when y'all threw me in the other chat though, that's what cracked me up about a lot of the crap that they were saying. I'm like these must be trolls or something like that because some of the stuff is coming out. That's why I was with the Bills and Bengals, they were good losses, and I said I'm okay with that.
The devil.
I said they were
on our chat.
Dipped on us, man.
Listen. Listen.
On his boys.
I ain't talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. Y'all know who I'm talking about.
No, I know who you're talking about. We all know.
With the light bulbs and all that thing.
But the Bills and Cincy though, ever since that Cincy lost though, we've seen the improvement on the D line. And statistically, people ain't really going to talk about it. I've seen the improvement. With the
don't give them no, don't do it.
Get who?
Don't do it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Cincy fans act like they ain't never had shit nice in their life. They can't be appreciative of shit. These motherfuckers want respect for this, respect for that. Because y'all done went to one Super Bowl, man.
We
Because
don't
y'all
care.
done went to one Super Bowl and you
And you
lost.
lost.
And these Bengals fans act like they just
Joe,
done won
Joe,
all of this shit and they want
if,
all this respect and Joe Burrow is this and man, sit the fuck down. There is one person that has done it consistently, and it's been 15.
Yep.
It's been 15, but they don't never want to give him his credit, man. They
That's
constantly shitting on this dude.
and
So
Joe
fuck the
Mixon,
Bengals.
Joe Mixon talking about they the big dogs of the AFC.
yeah, I
How?
saw that.
See
I
that
saw that.
fuck
What?
shit? That's a lot of fuck
How?
shit, bro. Man,
How are
come
you the
on.
big dogs? Oh, teams get
Because
up
they
for
because
us.
because they won last year.
They get up for y'all. What? I
What?
bet you can take a poll of all AFC teams, and they'll tell you, no, the Kansas City Chiefs are the state.
Chiefs.
So let me ask y'all this. So what okay, let's say that game would have been able to get completed and since let's say they would have won,
Mhm.
where would they be sitting in the playoffs? Where would they be seated?
Bengals will be the 2. Bills will be the 3.
2.
They'd be the 2,
So they would have
and the Bills
switched.
would be the 3.
So they would have
So they,
switched.
yeah, right. But they still wasn't competing for a first round bye, right?
No.
No.
Okay,
Unless
okay.
we stumbled up and lost, which
No,
we
no, no,
did,
no, no, no.
obviously.
I'm not. No, yeah, no, 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 no. If all things considered, they would have beat Buffalo, and Kansas City would still take care of their business. They still wouldn't compete for a first round bye, right?
No, they
Nope.
wasn't. No, not at
But
all.
yet and still, they feel like they the top team in the AFC when they got uncertainty within their own damn division.
Within
They
that
can't
offensive
beat
line.
Baltimore
Yep.
consistently. They cannot beat Baltimore consistently.
Or Pittsburgh.
Like take that, take that shit out the equation because they got Baltimore last night without Lamar. The last time they played him at the end of the regular season, they got him again without Lamar. So we know what it is when Lamar is playing. We know
Yep.
what's going to happen to the Bengals when Lamar is playing.
The Ravens
He
would have won
cannot
with
beat
Lamar.
Lamar. Thank you for all of this shit that Cincy be talking. They can't beat the Ravens with the healthy Lamar back.
But even
They
so,
haven't done it.
even so though, with Cincy or any other fan base or whatever, they could say the Chiefs were handed the 1 seed and all this other stuff. These are the same people that don't recognize the kind of schedule that the Chiefs came out of. This is the
Right.
same team that was talking about that they weren't going to get it done with Hill. They're going to be at the bottom. Everybody else is going to surpass them. We're talking about the Chargers. It's their time to do it.
The Raiders.
Did they not?
Denver.
Did we not forget that the Chiefs came out with 8 straight opponents that were in the postseason, including the Bills, who they did compete with? The only thing that really separated them was a couple of special teams issues, and that's really what the remaining opponents. The Jaguars are remaining, the Bengals are remaining, and the Bills are remaining. All those, the common denominator was special teams miscues. That was the common denominator. And even if you want to look at the Bengals game, you really want to look at that one, not only special teams, but you're also talking about a couple of turnover issues and possibly flu issues, which is a possibility.
I still believe that was true.
But that's why I said, you know what, everybody talking about was like the Bills beat you to Cincinnati. All I can do is clap it. I'm like, you know what, they did. But at the same time, you didn't see a lot of different things that were happening behind the scenes and who was hurt, who was healthy.
Willie Gay was suspended.
Even looking ahead at the Jacksonville game, and I was running the tape before we even jump on this. I'm like, oh man, the Chiefs team pulled it out by 10. The special teams miscues, the players that were out. I even forgot Juju was out because he got hurt that game.
Juju got knocked out.
I'm like, oh man. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a problem.
Kadarius Toney went off that game.
Yeah, that was the first game he came back, got that touchdown, and I thought he was trolling to the Giants.
I think he was trolling.
Here's my problem with people who complain about us getting the number 1 seed. Let me ask y'all a question. When the Buffalo Bills when they don't play us no more, do the game, when they done playing us, do the game stop? Do they got to keep playing other teams?
Yeah.
Well, you got to handle business.
Yep.
If you want to get the number 1 seed,
you got to put yourself in that position to get it. You don't just get there.
It don't stop at the. You don't just beat the Chiefs and automatically all the rest games don't matter and you get the number 1 seed. No. How many times have we seen teams who have beat the Super Bowl teams and then make the playoffs? We've done that. I remember the year we beat New England and we beat Seahawks. Yeah. And we didn't make the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
So, the games don't stop after you beat us. You still got to win your games. You still got to win your division. So it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Say
Mm-hmm.
what you want. The Chiefs handle business,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of how the games look. They still won them games, and they handle business
And they
with the
put
number one
themselves in the
seed.
position to get the one
And,
seed.
it,
It
Yep.
is what it is.
and it's just like how we talk about each loss.
Yep.
Number one, it's incredible that you have a team that they add an extra game, and a team can win 14 of those games out of 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's point number one. Point number two, you look at the Colts loss, you look at the Buffalo loss, and you look at that Bengals loss. Those are the three losses.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
with all three of those losses, you can honestly say that in each of those ball games, the Chiefs did things to lose those games. It wasn't like
Muff
Buffalo
punts
overwhelmed
and
them. It wasn't like
Special
missed kicks.
teams.
Cincy overwhelmed them. Yes.
Special
It
teams.
wasn't like the Colts overwhelmed them. Travis dropped a pass for a touchdown in the end zone against Indy. That changes everything. A roughing a passer against Chris Jones in that game changes everything. You go to the Cincy game, a Travis fumble, miscues on special teams, Buffalo, miscues, a rookie guarding Gabe Davis in one-on-one coverage, and they was able to exploit it.
Willie Gay was suspended for that game.
Willie Gay was out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We didn't have Kadarius
People need
Toney
to-
at that time.
people need to temper their how they view the Chiefs, because teams don't beat them. The Chiefs beat themselves in all three of those losses. They beat themselves in all three of those games.
Even in that Bills
It was
game,
anything.
there
Can
was
we flip-
two bad Pat interceptions too in that Bills game that I don't think he makes in the playoffs. I don't think he throws those.
But even so, can we flip the script a little bit on them though? Like it's like let's look at it from the Bills' perspective, and like they all those games where they pretty much blew in the second half. You know, like we said, we talked about Cincinnati making adjustments. But here's the kicker: nobody told Josh Allen to fumble the football against Minnesota at the goal line when he had the game won. That's the difference. Remember last year how did the Bills blow the 1 seed? They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars, yeah.
Let's run it. Okay. Now it's Cincinnati's turn. They didn't think I'm coming down their street. Nobody asked you to get blown out on Halloween night to the lowly Browns either.
Right.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett was cooking them that night.
Here's their response. And I expect it too. Well, Jamar Chase was out that game, so you didn't have any other receivers.
Right. Absolutely.
So if you're gonna keep
have that championship swagger,
if you're gonna have that same energy with the
Chiefs.
Chiefs,
Tyler Boyd still.
Bro,
you're gonna have it.
if Joe Burrows is that dude, like they say he is, then he got to make it work. Just like how 15 making it work over here without Tyreek Hill. Yeah, he got
With
Travis,
Justin Watson and
but you got Justin Watson, McCall Hardman when he was healthy, and Juju when Juju
Kadarius
was
Toney
and
was
MVS.
done.
Like he's making it work.
You can
5,000 yards. Over
You can make that
5,000
case.
yards, 40 something touchdowns. Feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you got muted.
yeah,
I think he did
we
too.
can't hear you, Chris.
Yeah, but that's the way I see it, though. If you're gonna keep that
Me
energy,
too.
that same energy with the Chiefs, you need to keep that same energy with everybody else.
Yep.
Don't talk about that. It was handed to it. No,
Yep.
you blew it. You blew it.
Yep.
Yes.
Since he losing to the Browns, I'll never forget that. I'm like, they butts handed to it, and that was part of the reason why I said Cincinnati was probably going to win that game against Buffalo in the regular season. I said I don't see this team getting blown out in them Bears like they did on Monday night. Heartbroken by the Vikings.
Hey man,
I'm sorry, Brant, but I knew it was coming. I knew
saw
it was
coming, brother. Sorry.
We all did. I think we all picked the Giants here.
No, I saw a clip that was so online where they put a highlight. They said at least you have this, and they had the original clip where they had the Vikings going against the Saints, and then when the catch was made, it flipped right back to the game yesterday on the short pass. I mean, y'all some internet gangsters, y'all trolls, man. Really? Can't even give a day to mourn and just give him a break.
No,
Yeah,
no.
but the one thing I say about this weekend, and I get it, like you see, like you guys said, there are divisional opponents, and divisional weekend. I mean, wild card weekend is rough. It's
It
hard,
is.
It was
but
rematch. It was rematch weekend, and we
It
got.
was.
I enjoyed it. I thoroughly
Me
I
enjoyed
too.
it.
I was some good games this week. But one thing I will say, going into this divisional round, and I'm not overlooking Jacksonville by no means. We got to take care of business
We cannot
this week.
overlook them.
Kansas City got to come in and take care of business on Saturday. But my confidence level has went up. I'm sorry, it went up. It was already
I
high.
agree.
Now it's through the roof, bro. Like none of these teams are perfect. None of these teams scare me. If Kansas City plays their game and do what they supposed to do, there should be no reason why we should be playing on February 12th.
And give
But
me Cincinnati.
the
That's what I
beauty,
want to see.
the beauty
Mhm.
of it is though, is that they will finally be healthy.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
no there's no
Miko
suspense.
Hardman,
There's no
Tony.
suspensions.
Yep.
No, this person got caught doing this a year ago, so we're gonna suspend them. No, this will be the full Chiefs roster in full force.
Yep. All our weapons on the field at the same time. Let's see. I mean,
Mhm.
we haven't seen it this year at all.
Mm-mm.
With Tony and Miko Hardman on the field at the same time, that speed element is going to be hard for any team to account for.
I mean, offense. If you like what you saw as far as they can deal with McKinnon and having that
Yep.
element, and McKinnon, I think he got offensive player of the month. I think or somewhere. I think
For,
was it
Yeah, he did.
for December.
rightfully deserved. He got going. It's just nice to see that element going. I think Tony's going to fill in and do what he need to do. Hardman's coming back. Juju Smith is like him getting rest because it seemed like he get dinged up every single week
And
and has
beat
something
up.
going
Yep.
on. MVS, I think, is going to be the key to watch because he's been quiet. He might be, and I kind of don't like using it, but I have no choice. He might be the Sammy Watkins in a sense. And the reason why I say
Oh,
that because
MVS.
yeah, he's had little spurts
I
here and
agree,
there.
Monica.
But
Mhm.
if he can starts clicking in the postseason, like I said, Andy Reid likes to get into his bag. Like we haven't seen all the stunts, like we talking about. They didn't beat them. It's like, well, we know Andy Reid is smart enough to be in his bag in the middle. He knows where to pull out all the tricks and stunts and all that stuff. It's in the postseason
Exactly.
where it matters. So I said he's gonna take care of business. It's gonna be interesting. Defensive
Well,
side, go ahead.
no, one of the biggest things that we got to keep in mind, if Trevor Lawrence throws 4 picks, there will
Oh,
be
man.
no
It's
way
over.
that the
It's
Jaguars are
over.
coming back. He can't get away with 4 turnovers against the Chiefs and think that there's going to be time to come back. They will score on each of those turnovers. You know what I'm
They
saying?
will.
It'll be they'll go into halftime down 42. Like
Yep.
Oh, this
that's a
will be a
real
blowout.
possibility if he throws 4 picks.
Pat
But
Like,
gonna
this
be Pat
this
gonna
is
be
what
sitting on the sideline in the third quarter.
yeah, for
And
real.
there's another element that we forget in the playoffs that Pat turns up a notch, and it's his legs. I don't know if you remember that Bills
Yeah,
divisional game
yeah.
last year, but I think he had like 90 rushing yards. So in the
Yeah.
playoffs, he's going to use his legs because teams don't really account for it like they do with Josh Allen. They're
Hmm.
not going to send the
Hmm.
spy, and we saw Cincinnati do that, but they're not going to send the spy for the most part. And if it's
Hmm.
man coverage and all them guys are running downfield, Pat's going to have 15, 20 yards right in front of him most of the time, and he's going to take it. So, I mean, that's another element to this
And
offense that gets forgotten about.
defensively for this team, like Jacksonville can't run the smoke and mirrors with their jet action. They can't try to run to the right primarily
No,
like they got away with against the Chargers because you got Nick Bolton and Willie Gay. You know what I'm saying? Secondary against their wide receivers, like unless guys just leave their brain in the locker room, they not gonna get beat deep. You know what I'm saying? Like when
I
you
want to
when you
see a
look
lot of
at
bumping and
this
knocking
Chiefs
people off
team,
their routes.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing that Jacksonville does or can do that poses a problem for this defense. It's just not.
this is where the
You can
experience
run that jet action all day, but it's not. I mean, it's useless. It's useless.
this is
That
where
run was
experience is going to be the killer though, because even so, if you think about how that defense is built with Jacksonville, who is the veteran voice over there that has been in this situation that's going to get them prepared? It's a different beast when you're talking about postseason prep versus regular season prep, and it's going to be a big problem because they don't
They
have.
don't have any vets on that D.
They
They
don't.
don't.
And, they,
No.
they,
They're
and
all
that's
young
what
guys.
it's going to be a problem. Even on the other side, so you flipping on both sides. The Chiefs got to Lawrence 5 times in that game, and that's not even showing all their looks. So it's going to be whole different looks, different disguises.
Yeah.
Don't
And
overlook
that
them
right
at the
tackle for
same time.
Jacksonville, not gonna be able to get away with the bullshit that he got away with against the Chargers.
That was terrible.
Like he was
Them
holding
false starts.
Bosa.
He
He held
choked.
Bosa
He was
on
in a
all
headlock.
of them passing downs. He was
Yeah,
holding.
he
And
was.
he's jumping outside like, man, he's not gonna be able to get away with that shit this week.
The false starts, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Not an Arrowhead.
He gonna
They'll
have
call
to
that.
deal with Big George. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they gotta call it. You think
got
they're not
Chris
reviewing
Jones
his
in the
play this
middle.
week? Like
You
that's
know
why
they
Bosa
sent
was so
tape
pissed.
into him.
Yeah, that's why Bosa was so pissed. He was getting held. He got held every passing down
Every
in that
play.
game. Every play he's getting held by that right tackle, dog.
Yep.
Every play.
You think they ain't putting it in? Hey man, that right tackle, he do a lot of false start. Yeah, watch that.
Did a lot of holding.
He
and-
like to hold. Yep.
He like
you
to
know
hold.
they sent a tape in to the officials.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
And if I'm George, I'm working on my acting skills this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm falling on the ground, flailing, everything. Hell yeah, sell it. Shit. Sell that shit. That right
They do.
tackle is boo-boo.
They do, because even so, that's what they do with the Chiefs in previous histories. Like as far as what they do when they saw a lot of holding and stuff like that, they call those holding calls. They call defensive holding because they've had tendencies to do that, and they've got. I mean, it depends on the fishing crew we get. Hopefully, it's not as long as it's not Carl Shepard. I'm good.
That's
with that.
all I gotta say. If it's Schefter, we're in trouble.
If this chef is the work is in. The fix is in.
He should not be put. He should never be allowed to step foot in Arrowhead Stadium ever since that Raider game,
Right.
which he hasn't.
I don't think he will.
He
I think
shouldn't.
NFL
Man,
knows.
if they announce Carl, he better have security. Well, he better have double security. He better have a bulletproof vest on, a helmet.
And be the Gemini man up there by the scoreboard taking shots at him.
The only way that might happen is if it somehow shifted. Like I said, if the Bills were to take care and win their game in the whole neutral site situation, that'd be the whole thing. That'd be the only question mark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Atlanta, Arrowhead, bring them on.
Alaska, Mexico.
I'm just glad we won't have to play in Buffalo. That's my big thing.
You play at Mars. I don't care. But
15 don't care.
Yeah, I know
He don't give a damn. You think he cares?
87 don't care either.
95 is not going to care. 95, Chris Jones better have a sack like these playoffs. It's got to happen. I think it is.
Well,
I think it
the
does.
chances go up because you got a pissed off Frank Clark. You got
Yeah.
a George that's playing out of his mind. You got great defensive tackle rotation between Williams and Saunders.
Dana.
You know what I'm
Mike
saying?
Dana
So,
in there on them
Dana
NASCAR.
and the NASCAR pack. Yeah, so
Dunlap.
it raises them chances up. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This defensive line is leap and bounds better than what it was last year.
Of course.
Last couple years.
Yeah.
True. Because it was Chris Jones a bust. Now it's you have confidence that George Karlaftis is going to get there.
And if he's eating a couple teams and Karlaftis is getting there and Dunlap and Clark's getting there, I'm not going to be mad if he don't get a sack. Like, don't get me wrong. If because he can have impact on this game in other ways.
Absolutely.
But this is the time. I think Chris Jones knows it too. He's ready.
Yeah.
Chris Jones won. He want to get paid.
Yep.
He want that Aaron Donald respect,
which he deserves.
He does.
He does.
And whatever he's doing, I'm not sure if he watched that AFC Championship game where he had Burrow like within arm's reach. If that's what he's doing, keep watching it.
Keep watching it,
because that was probably the one act of separation that probably separated from them getting there last year.
Because that would have been 3rd and 18 after that.
Yep.
And I don't think they're getting it.
So whatever he's doing, it's working. Whatever Karlaftis, whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. Whatever is working, whatever y'all doing, because it's helping the secondary and it's making y'all look like a threat.
You got a revamped defense that's I mean, this
Young.
defense is leaps and
Young.
bounds. Well, it's young, but it's leaps and bounds better than it's
Yep.
been the past 2 years. You know
It
what I
might be
mean?
the
Like,
best defense Pat's ever had.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But
and you go back and you look at that stretch from last year when they was dropping games and everybody
Hmm.
was scratching their head. The defense was part of that problem.
Oh
Whereas
yeah,
now you got this defense that can get off the field, that can force turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like it changes things immensely for any team that has to play the Chiefs. They got to respect that defense.
the first part of the schedule really prepared them for that gauntlet that
it
they had to
did.
go through. I mean, they had to face the Bills. Obviously even so, you could throw in the Raiders that actually being a help. Like the first time, I
Hmm.
wouldn't say to look at that game, but the second time when you're dealing with Devontae Adams, you're having to deal with
Hmm.
Waller, and you have to deal with Renfro.
Hmm.
Renfro and
It was good to
Jacobs.
see. It was good to see
Did y'all
that
notice?
alone.
Did y'all notice how Watson was responding on them breakups that he
Yep.
had against Devontae?
Mm-hmm.
Like that mattered to him so much because he had gotten beat. And I told y'all once that
Mm-hmm.
game happened, like he was gonna grow and learn from that ass whooping that Devontae gave him that
And he
first time
did.
around. And you
Mm-hmm.
saw it. You saw that growth. You know what I'm saying? That was back when other Chiefs fans was like, "We need another cornerback. Who is this rookie getting burnt?" And I'm like,
Chiefs fans are
"Y'all so
still saying
stupid."
that, Clarence.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, y'all so stupid because you got young guys that's learning on the job
Yep.
training. They're not gonna
Yep.
make these mistakes later on in the year, and you seeing it pay dividends. Like these kids are not getting beat on the same shit that they was getting beat on in week 2.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
The
Like
the
you just
chemi-
see it.
the chemistry of the corners and safeties, you're seeing the difference, especially like the
Yes,
The
last
dog.
3
communication. Yep.
weeks.
Yes, dog. Yes.
It's been a
Juan
huge difference.
Juan Thornhill and Justin Reed have stepped up
And
immensely
it
alone.
started in that Seattle game
Mhm.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
Juan is starting to make plays on the ball. He's starting to get takeaways, and
Yep.
that's what I was looking for this year for Juan Thornhill. Is I wanted him to be that deep safety that can take the ball away.
Be
That's
that
what we
center
need.
fielder.
Yeah, we need it because his rookie season, that's what you saw from him, man. He had that potential in
Mhm.
him to be that deep safety because he had the closing speed
Mhm.
to, cover the ground to help the
Mhm.
other whatever corner on each side. So you're starting
Mhm.
to see that. I think it's starting to click for Juan now. The game is starting to slow down a
Mhm.
little bit. I think he was trying to think too much, and
Yep.
they're all thinking too much in the beginning of the season because it's a new system for Justin Reed. Juan Thornhill is being thrust into he's the
The
man now.
starting role. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
Mhm.
man now. There's no more Tyrann Matthew to tell you where you need to be. You got to
Right.
do it now.
You
Mhm.
got to
You're
be
going to be the
there.
one to
Mhm.
tell everybody where they need to be. So, and then the Trent McDuffie and the L'Jarius Sneed, them being able to work off each other. One
Each
they
other.
can
Yep.
both they
They
can
could
with the
both move
switch.
around.
One can
Yep.
go outside, one go in the slot. That is a big, big, big help, and that's going to help whether we face the Bengals or the Bills in the AFC Championship game.
And, and,
Because
and think about that trust factor of putting Trent primarily in that slot, and then
Mhm.
you got Watson on the outside guard premier guy, and you putting Snead on a top guy. Like that takes a lot of trust
Mhm.
for the vets that's been in that system. Number one, for Spags, and the confidence that you given these young guys to say, we believe in y'all enough that y'all can get this
Y'all can get
done.
it
Like
done. Yep.
That's why
that
even
shit is
so
huge, man.
that's
That's
why
that's huge.
In that
yeah,
Bills game, we didn't even have McDuffie that first
no,
Bills game.
No,
So that
no.
changes a lot
no.
because now you can throw McDuffie on the
See?
slot guy, and then you can throw Joshua Williams or Jalen Watson out there on Gabe Davis, and then you got Snead on Diggs.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I
They've
agree.
had they've had the right matchups and everything having to deal with it. That's why even so, the only thing I would say thank you for the Chargers for is putting that second time around when they had Mike Williams and Keenan Allen on the field at the same time.
Yep.
Because that's the looks that you're going to get. You're basically getting the cream of the crop when you're looking at those receivers. You have
Yeah.
that receiving core, followed with the Raiders receiving core. Like, thank you for pretty much giving them the homework and seeing what they need to do. I mean, I don't think they're even at the same caliber as
Mm-mm.
as far as the other receivers. I mean, you could throw the Bills in there. They got good receivers. But
Mm-hmm.
I think with the Chiefs, with their corners and their whole secondary, it's prepared them to do that. Now, the defensive
Mm-hmm.
O-line, I think we see it on tape. I'll take our D line against any of their O line any day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any day.
Because the Bills and Bengals both gave up big sacks last night. I think the Bengals gave up 6 sacks, and I know you mentioned the Dolphins gave up 7. You think Chris Jones isn't salivating right now watching that? I mean, he's ready.
And Bolton, you know what? This is going to be the time for him where he's going to get the credit that he deserves.
Yep. Because
people need to pay attention.
Yep.
I mean, leave him off whatever list you want to.
How he don't right now is beyond me, bro.
Yep.
I don't see how they don't see it.
He should have been
182 tackles.
He should have at least been second team All Pro. I give Fred. I give Fred Warner being the first because he is the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Fred Warner is Willie Gay and Nick Bolton put together.
Yeah.
But he should have been second team over Matt Milano. And Matt Milano was good, but he ain't better than Nick Bolton.
No, I mean for Fred Warner though too, like because y'all know I watch a lot of Niners games. Dre Greenlaw cleans up a lot of shit for Fred.
Yeah,
he cleaned up a lot of shit for Fred Warner.
He do.
So you know, for it's number one, it's an issue that the national people don't see it. But then when you got Chiefs fans, they can't respect Nick Bolton too.
Zach
that only make it worse. You know what I'm saying? Like for these cats to not give Nick Bolton his props, and y'all supposedly watch the Chiefs or y'all a Chiefs insider and all this bullshit, and for you not to give Nick Bolton that respect, like you seriously don't pay attention.
No,
right?
And you're an uneducated fan. Like you don't know shit about football. If you can't look at Nick Bolton and see what he provides to this team, like you're a fucking moron.
Bolton has taken a huge step from last year. We saw. I mean, if you're a real fan, you really saw the jump. Like we saw the potential what Bolton could be, and he has emerged into that guy and more.
And he's got the green dot on his helmet. He's
and this is year 2.
Yep,
year 2. This ain't year 3.
Like, he gonna get paid when it's his time. Of course. Hands down. If years down the line for whatever reason they don't pay this man, I don't know. I don't know what I wouldn't know what to say.
We've been looking for a middle. We've been looking for a middle linebacker since Derek Johnson.
Yeah.
And finally we got that dude. He got Derek Johnson's single tackle record. So you saw it if you watched the franchise.
And it's still not enough.
Counting down. Yeah.
It's still not enough for Chiefs fans because they want him to be able to drop in the pass coverage, get a pick. They want him to be able to run up, stop the run. They want an all-world guy. What are y'all expecting? Year 2. It's year 2 for him.
Teams are having Fred Warner in year 2 wasn't at this level.
And need I remind you, you dumb fucks, that when they played the Chargers in LA, he closed out the game with a pick.
He closed out the game with the pick.
He closed that fucking game out.
And he came back to get that pick. He looked he's athletic.
Man.
I mean, I can't talk about Nick Bolton enough. He's truly one of my favorite chess players. I wasn't high on him coming out the draft. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't high on him coming out the draft, but I'm not one that's married to my takes. He proved me wrong last year, and this year he's really taken another step. So Nick Bolton's one of my favorite guys on the team.
And him and Willie Gay, they work off each other great.
Yeah, and they're gonna go down as one of the best linebacker tandems in football.
Yep.
You got speed with Willie.
Unless they're playing Darius Harris.
No.
Don't get Clarence started. He didn't say that, Clarence. He didn't say that.
No.
He didn't say that.
No. We're gonna go right back. The D line doing what they're supposed to do. The linebackers is emerging, they're growing. The secondary is young and they're getting together, and that's the beauty of it. The emphasis on that, the fact that they're young and getting it together. And this is really only year 1, I would say, for them.
If Spags put their Demetrius Harris or whatever the fuck 47 is, I hope Spags is cutting the Achilles. If he put 47 out there, I hope somebody take Spags' Achilles out.
Only if it's a blowout, because here's the thing, though. I think they'll start making adjustments.
Yeah, it better be a blowout.
We'll start to see that because usually, I mean, that's what the regular season is for. You have people in there, you want to see what they can do and all that stuff.
Right.
Third down, I expect to see Willie Gay
Willie
still
Gay.
in there. He's going to have to. If they don't make the third, then fine, make the switch on for maybe 1 or 2 downs, but he better be back now.
No, you can listen. This is the playoffs. You've built everything up for this. Like now, it's not okay. We're gonna sub you out. No, motherfucker, you playing until your tongue fall out your face. No, we're not doing that rotation shit no more. You should have got all that rotation shit in on them 17.
For that.
Yeah, get him some oxygen. Somebody come rub his hamstrings real quick, and then he taking his black ass back out there on that field when it's just time to go on the field. He didn't sitting his ass on the sideline no damn more. Get your black ass out there, Willie.
You got people dead, man. You have
I don't care. This the playoffs.
They gonna call OSHA on you, man. Dang.
I don't give a damn about OSHA. Listen, we've seen the margins.
They got OSHA in the NFL.
Probably
whoever it is,
margins.
NFLPA, whatever.
Yeah, we've seen these damn margins of wins and losses in the league right now. You can't take a damn playoff in the playoffs.
No,
your ass will lose.
I'll say
Gay, get your ass out there, buddy.
I'll say this though.
Go sit down and drink some Gatorade and some sunflower seeds because you ain't doing shit but clapping all postseason. You clap. That's what you do. 47. You clap. You get the party started.
You get the crowd hyped up.
You ain't doing shit on that field.
It'd be on special.
You ain't doing nothing on that field. 47. Don't you take your ass out there on that field?
I'll say this.
Get the OSHA president down on. You see this shit? He ain't coming off that field, OSHA man. So you can go and kiss my ass right now, Mr. OSHA man. He ain't coming off that field.
You know what?
What you tell him?
I'll say this: divisional, it should be business as usual. I mean, I expect probably the rotation to probably be the same, but the AFC title game, that's where I agree with you 100% because they're gonna sell out. You have to sell out in that one, hands down.
Yeah. This is Super Bowl on the line, player. We got to get back.
I hope it's the Bengals. I hope it's the Bengals. I hope the Bengals have to come to Arrowhead.
I do too.
Me too.
I do too.
Because I want to rip their hearts out, and Sam's gonna have me blocked if that happens and we win.
No, you know what? For me, I don't care. It don't matter. I mean, I get why people want to get Cincy. I mean, for obvious reasons, they beat 3 straight times. They want to prove a point. I get that, but I also understand the Buffalo side of it too. Which if we would have had that extra game, and then for them to have it on a neutral site and everything. I mean, granted, even so, truth be told, let's be real. Buffalo fans are still gonna make excuses anyway. Well, if we would have had that game, we'd been in our house. It don't matter. Cold environment, warm environment, hostile environment, black, white. Who cares? It don't matter. It's like it's whoever. Let's just play whether the chips fall.
But there's one thing. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There's one thing. There's one issue. It's the Chiefs have lost 3 times in a calendar year to the Bengals. And Bengals fans don't let the fuck up about it. It has to be the Bengals. It needs to be the Bengals. Because
go ahead.
We can get the Bengals. They take this L. They shut the fuck up and they go home. They're irrelevant at that point. Pat goes to his 3rd Super Bowl.
Those Bengals fans won't
only
ever
been
shut up,
1.
though.
Yeah, they'll never shut up. Because then they're
gonna come up with some excuse. It'll be a bad call or something.
No, this is what they're gonna say. Because the Chiefs had to beat us so they could get over that hump because we're the king of the cream of the crop. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
They're no different than Cowboys fans. If you ask me,
that flag football ring, it takes all that shit away.
It takes it away. It does.
It's that goddamn Cincinnati ugly ass championship ring or whatever the fuck they be swirling around on Twitter. Like
that's sporting voice.
You ought to be ashamed. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for showing that bullshit. Like,
yeah. Or flexing that ring.
You are. No, I'm gonna shut up.
But even so, in Cincinnati, they don't care. Oh, we beat the Chiefs, but did you win the whole thing? Nobody plays year after year saying we want to beat the Chiefs. That's the ultimate goal. But it's like the ultimate goal is to win the Super Bowl. So I could care less what they got to say. I was like, oh, we beat you 3 times, but did you win it when it mattered? Did you choke? Did you have the same result?
Did Eli Apple get cooked by Cooper Kupp?
You had the same result as the other 31 teams, as opposed to the Rams, because the Rams took care of business. So I can care less what they got to say. Eli got cooked. Burrow came up short. Mixon, you ain't getting nothing either. It's the same thing. If your goal was to get a Super Bowl badge, then congratulations. That's it. That's the only thing you'll be known for. But did you win it? No. It was the same result when y'all got blown out by 55-10 to the Niners the last time y'all made it. Same thing.
And
55
Aaron
10.
Donald treated them like their name was
so mad.
Tobias Beecher. That's what happened. Cincy is Tobias Beecher, and Aaron Donald is the whole site of Oz, the TV show. Like he is Oz, and they are Beecher.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know that reference, go and watch that show.
I definitely don't. I definitely.
Oh, you
don't
never
know
seen
the
Oz, Ty? Oh, you are in for a treat, my man. Oz. It's on HBO Max.
It'll make you not want to go to prison. It'll make you not want to go to prison.
You should have not to want to go to prison anyway, but this is just
I don't want to go no matter
added
what.
motivation to stay on.
No, I'm just saying it'll really make you not want to go to prison.
Of all references, Clarence, that one.
Clarence be having all the good references, man. He be making
dog.
my Mondays better. 'cause of Clarence.
They made Aaron Donald mad, and he turned on a switch and just dominated them, dog. It was impressive.
Aaron
I've never
It
seen-
was.
Yeah.
Aaron
I've
He
never
did
seen
like
that
this. He
before.
said, "Give me my damn ring now."
Aaron Donald should have been Super Bowl MVP. Bottom line, and you cannot change my mind on that. Don't get me wrong. I like
That
Cooper
was
Kupp,
impressive.
but to me, he was a Super Bowl MVP. I mean,
And he closed it out.
we can go down the list of questionable Super Bowl MVPs. Even with, I'm even picking on our own team. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mahomes. I mean, I get it, but it should have been Williams, though. It should have been. Because he had the game, of his life, and he turned up that post. Every time, matter of fact, he was in the postseason, he took it up a notch. That dude was averaging like 2 touchdowns a game.
Mm-hmm.
McKinnon,
That's gonna be McKinnon next year.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. McKinnon's going to do that,
Yeah.
and Pacheco's going to be getting 8
Pat-
carries, 63 yards. We're going to be
I need to have a-
we ain't getting more carries, but
I need to have a word for Pacheco with these dances, though. Just score and give the ball to the referee.
That's how they dance in New Jersey, man. That's how they dance. They do that.
No, you're not in Jersey, right?
boys going.
No, this is Kansas City style. Stay there and just hit the ball and go to the sideline. Save that energy for getting the ball in the end zone because you're putting too much energy where you could have got. That's 5 yards worth of energy that you just cost us by doing the dance. Give it a rest. Yeah. Come on now.
He been watching too many TikToks.
That's how they
dance.
That's how they dance, man, in New Jersey, man. I'm defending it. I'm just saying that's how they dance. Man. He can't unlearn that. You know, it's embedded in his brain.
No, we need to unembed that quickly, just like unembedding bad losses. No, get rid of it. No, throw the whole thing away. I mean, we saw what we did our old defensive coordinator. No, do the same thing. Throw the whole thing away. UPS, FedEx, I don't care. Out.
If he's doing bad dances, that means he's scoring touchdowns. That's all I care about. Hey, you know what I'm saying? He doing bad dances all he wants to.
Bill Belichick, do your job. Do not dance. Just score.
He doing bad dances he wants to. He's scoring touchdowns.
Just score. Run the ball. Run hard.
Nobody want to see that shit no more out of you. You step on that.
No,
I'm going. We don't care. Stop dancing.
No, we love the fact that you run hard. We love that. You run the ball. You taking hits. We love that. But when you cross that plane, just give him the ball. Go to the sideline.
Walk back to the sideline.
I hope he pop a 67-yarder against Jacksonville though. I really hope he get.
If he do that, he about to give you the full choreographed dance.
If he pop a 67-yarder, Arrowhead is gonna go crazy.
He gonna hit that
go crazy.
He gonna hit that Joe Budden pump. He gonna do a whole dance.
Yeah, man. They gonna lose it if he pop a big one. He's yet to pop a big one.
Yeah, he getting close. He got close.
Like this.
In that Raiders game, he almost did.
Yeah.
Make one more cut. Let's make one more cut.
I don't want to see none. I don't want to see none of that. You got served crap. No, just give him the ball. Do it again. Let's go.
He about to give you a whole. He played the big one in the divisional round. Oh, he gonna give you a whole day. He gonna do it just for you, Mark. This one's
The Mark
dedicated to Mark.
special.
Hit my music.
And wherever I'm watching it, I'm be the only one standing up. Boo! Sit down.
Everybody goes looking at you like, wait, what's going on here?
This is not Dancing with the Stars. This is go get a Super Bowl ring.
You got beef with Pacheco, man?
I got beef with the dancers. That's what I got beef with. I mean, Travis Kelce, at least he did it right. I'll give him that.
Kelsey.
Trav got swag though.
Yeah.
Travis is cold.
He need to rent some dance swag from him or something. That's got to change. When the O-line don't know what to do.
He need to holler at Juju. Juju help him out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Juju will get him right.
Yeah,
Karlaftis needed help too.
He helped Karlaftis. He helped
Yep.
Karlaftis. He went over there and helped him out. Now look at Karlaftis. He out there doing all kinds of stuff. I don't know what the hell that was. He did.
We are the Kansas City Chiefs football organization, not the dance organization. No.
I don't know what that
He
was.
said no.
But whatever. All right. So last night, Lamar Jackson came up. Damn,
Miami.
I can't get the
He
question.
said,
Out. Can you get the question out? I'm like Shannon Sharp. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But so Lamar Jackson, he's been a talk. He didn't travel with the team last night. He even had to get on Twitter because my man John Harbaugh, he like, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's like, man, let me
had to clear the air.
Let me let y'all know what's going on because you got Sammy. Out of all people, Sammy Watkins. My hamstring don't work. Watkins
Did it ever work?
Got the audacity. Oh man, he should go out there and play. Did you play when you were hurt? When your hamstrings weren't acting right?
When his hamstrings were swollen.
No, you ain't the one that's supposed to say that.
No.
But my man Lamar Jackson had to let him know. Look, man, I'm hurt. I can't go. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame him. You can't mess up your money, man. At the end of the day, you are a brand and a business when you're on that field. That's how these owners look at you. They look at you as a piece on the team. And once you can help them, they get rid of you. So while you're in a position to get money, you go protect yourself and get that money. And if they're not going to give it to you, somebody else will because they want to win.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you, the Jets is looking at this situation. I'm pretty for sure. Even the Dolphins, because you don't know Tua's future. If I'm Atlanta, I'm seeing what's up with him. Because you bring Lamar Jackson to Atlanta, that's gonna give you that Michael Vick feel again. They gonna want to come out and support Lamar Jackson if he come to Atlanta. So, what are y'all thoughts?
I don't think he leaves Baltimore, to be honest. But one of the biggest things, like, why does he need to be on the sideline of a postseason game where it's cold as shit outside?
Yeah.
And he's got a bad knee right now. Like, what is he gonna do besides stand there? Knee swells up. He wants to be out on the field. He can't. Like, why does he need to be there? He can't help them.
No.
You know what I mean? And we've always heard when guys are injured, they are separate from the team. Like, they don't get a lot of interaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, they in the rehab room, the rest of the team is on the other side of the building getting ready for a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think everybody needs to fall back on the speculations. Sammy ain't gonna be there this offseason anyway. So anybody that listens to Sammy Watkins, who got cut by Green Bay, played in a total of 5 games this year?
Yeah.
Who the hell is Sammy Watkins? Sammy ain't been shit since he left Kansas City. So anybody pay attention to Sammy, You stupid for writing that take, for taking that getting that
Or
quote,
even giving
comment,
that
whatever.
energy to
Why?
him.
Yeah, why you speaking to Sammy Watkins when Sammy ain't gonna do shit? He ain't catch a pass last night, so why y'all listening to Sammy? Sammy ain't the spokesman for the damn Ravens. Go talk to Marlon Humphrey or Calais Campbell or somebody.
Yeah.
You gonna talk to Sammy?
Or Mark
Ooh, I got a great hot
Andrews.
take. This take is on fire, Sammy.
You're not it, Sammy. You're not the one.
Talk to Sammy. This motherfucker did.
You fired. No.
There was no
I
need.
think Lamar is gone. I mean, when you look at it, if the Ravens have not shown a willingness to invest on the offense at all. I know they drafted Rashad Bateman. I know they went out and got Duvernay, but that's not enough for me. For me, you need to go get him a true number one receiver. You had the chance to this offseason. A couple guys were available, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. I mean, there was guys out there available that they didn't even throw their hat in for the to get them. They didn't even put their name in there.
Yeah.
So for me, Lamar's got to look at this and say, I want to go somewhere where they're going to invest in me. And
Why
whether that's
didn't that
Miami,
offense ever evolve?
Atlanta, or why exactly?
Because Greg Roman.
I think what more so, and this is why I say with Lamar Jackson, I don't think Tua is going to stay in Miami. I don't, mainly because of the health wise, his availability is next to non-available. Period. I mean, you can kind of make a case for Lamar how he's been like that, but at the same time, that's a whole different situation. I think he's more so go to Miami more so because he's a Florida kid. He's from that area. Who knows what Tampa Bay does because there's going to be no Tom Brady. I can see that happening. And if it's not any of those two destinations down in Florida, I could see him going over to the NFC side because there's not as much competition in the NFC. That's just they don't have the receiving core. That's the only problem that I have.
You get DJ Moore, and then maybe get a receiver in the draft, and
they
you signed a Miko Harmon to a little friendly deal. I mean, you got something over there.
Washington might be a good fit. Because
they got McLaurin, they
got a young core over there.
Like they got some receivers over there.
That do make a lot of sense to me to go over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's right down the street from Baltimore.
That'd be the only either there or maybe Seattle. Maybe.
Well, they re-signed Geno.
That's what
they've already came out and said they're keeping Geno.
Oh, they did?
They're keeping Geno.
Well, good for Geno.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good for Geno. Good for Geno. I wasn't sure what they were going to do with him, but good for them. I mean, Geno earned his spot. He just ran into a big juggernaut in the 49ers, who's a tough beat. And I think Purdy has earned his spot. I think through next year, the 49ers are going to make some changes. We're probably not going to see Trey Lance there next year. That's the honest reality.
Unless what I'm hoping is Tom goes to San Fran, and then you can leverage Trey. You can get something for Trey right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you get Tom and you keep Brock Purdy, you know what I'm saying? You have to move on Trey.
He said he's not coming.
No.
Not coming.
You just a damn hater. You're a hater.
I picked the 49ers to make the Super Bowl, so I wasn't surprised.
Let me say this. Can I say this? So we got to stop this notion that these guys are enthusiastic to come to the AFC West or to the AFC for that matter, because what you got to understand is that do you potentially want to lose twice to Patrick Mahomes and never get a first round bye?
That's why Russell Wilson was nuts.
Like, guys don't want to do that. Players don't
unless they're getting paid. Rodgers, unless you're getting paid.
Unless you just
Russell.
Russell. Russell was stupid enough to think he was gonna come to the AFC and compete with Patrick Mahomes.
He just wanted that money.
It's Patrick Mahomes. You're not beating him twice in a year. It's not gonna happen.
No.
But
so why would one of these guys that are quote unquote the top guys at the quarterback position, why would they want to come to the West where there's instability and lose twice to Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
That's why I said, you
Yeah,
know, for
but you
Jackson,
want rings
Other
too.
than
You want to
this.
beat a Patrick. You would want to beat a Patrick Mahomes,
I'm getting
but you
Raiders
can't.
money. Hey,
but
He ain't going to the
but
Raiders, bro.
but I will
He's not
say
going to the Raiders.
this
There's no way
though.
Tom is going to the West.
He should just stay in the NFC. Tom should,
He
honestly.
is.
he should go to
is.
He should go to Washington.
Tom Brady need to go to the booth. That's what he need to do.
Yeah,
But
for real.
but
He
but,
needs
but
to go
even
to San Francisco and take his victory lap.
but even so, here's my other suggestion too for Lamar Jackson. Possibly the Jets.
Right.
Possibly the
Lamar
Jets.
to the Jets.
It's a possible. I mean, they got a promise in that running back until he got hurt. They got Garrett Wilson up there, and I like their style of play.
Corey Davis.
They're a quarterback away. I think they realized that when they put that idiot from BYU in there, who we all knew. I don't know what they were thinking.
Because he made a.
They should have took Fields.
Because
If
he
they
was
took
in
Fields,
short.
they'd be in the playoffs.
Because he was in shorts and t-shirt, and he made some Patrick Mahomes-like throws when he rolled to his right and threw across his body, and they was like, "Oh my God, we got the new Patrick Mahomes."
We got the Mormon Mahomes.
Did we not realize the realization what conference they came out of with BYU? Did we not come to when was the last time BYU was relevant? Only thing they're relevant for is snow. That's it. We don't care.
Well, never mind. So Jimmy, I think Jimmy is gonna end up in the Jets or Vegas. Yeah, I was going
Jimmy
say
to the Jets
side.
makes sense because they
Don't
got
get me
the San
started about that.
Francisco connection.
Yeah, I can see Jimmy.
And he would be perfect in the Jets.
I can
for the
see
Jets.
Jimmy
He'd
in
be
Vegas.
perfect for him.
I could see
I
Jimmy
can
in
too.
Miami because
I can see
Vegas.
Jimmy
once
out there
again,
in
that
Vegas.
49ers connection.
Porn star Jimmy out here.
You better know it, knocking them down from one end of the strip to the other. I'd have poked all of them. Jimmy out here poking.
He gonna knock down some of our cocktail waitresses at my job.
Hey.
Honestly, I could see.
He gonna knock them down at your job. What are you talking about?
Maybe you might be right.
She needs a Shirley Temple.
If not Vegas, I could definitely see Bill Belichick trying to entertain getting his boy back too. I could see that.
Who, Jimmy?
I think they got to stick with Mac. But did y'all hear about what happened? Mac Jones was seeking help outside of the organization with the offense, and it pissed Bill Belichick off.
That's why I said part of that too. That's part of it.
And now they in the market to get an offensive coordinator when they shouldn't have did.
They should have been in the market last year.
Yep. You can't put that kid in that situation, man. That's not fair to him.
That's bad. Yeah.
Bill knew better than that.
They should go get Bill O'Brien. I mean, he knows Mac Jones' strengths, and
that is the arrogance of Bill Belichick. He's like, man, I could put Clarence and Cris over here.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody coming back to New England to deal with that shit when they done had a taste of freedom. Jimmy been on the West Coast, Tom been down south. They ain't not going back to deal with Bill and his bullshit no more. They like, fuck this.
That's why when they said D-Hop to the Patriots, I'm like, why would D-Hop want to go there?
Nah.
His personality don't. His personality.
It don't match. You're right.
Have you watched DeAndre Hopkins?
And I was one that said that too.
He kind of got a bad.
He ain't going to New England. Yeah, he ain't going to New England. He might go to the Jets.
If Lamar stays in Baltimore, he should go to Baltimore. I think if Lamar stays,
if they rearrange that offense,
they got to get rid of Greg Roman.
If Lamar stays, they have to rearrange it.
Yep.
It makes no sense that you are that run heavy that when it's a passing down, when it's obvious passing downs, you can't convert a first down just because it's either dependent upon Mark Andrews or maybe one of the receivers getting enough separation or Lamar Jackson's
Duvernay
No, you got to rearrange that. You got to. So D-Hop coming there. If Lamar stays,
I can see him going to
fire that LC. Or the
Giants.
Yeah, the Giants make sense too. Giants make perfect sense for him.
He'll definitely
because their receiving core is bad. Like Richie James, I like Richie James. I know Clarence is probably familiar with him coming from San Fran. But he's like a 3. He's like a 3. He's a gadget guy. He's a guy who runs
return guy.
Too. Yeah, and a return guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
Kenny
he's not.
Galladay, I don't know what happened to Kenny Galladay
he
for the
fell
Giants.
off,
Like,
man.
man, he disappeared completely.
He
His
did.
confidence is shot.
It
It is
is.
gone. His confidence is gone.
He got
Oh,
that payday, and I haven't seen him do anything
Dable
since.
Dable does not like him for whatever reason. Dable can't stand Kenny Galladay.
just like he
Yeah,
didn't like a
And
and
Darius
that's
Tony.
rare.
now he can't catch. He's dropping easy passes now, and you just see him like his confidence is just
It's gone. Yeah, you're
it's
right.
gone, man. It's gone.
But that's rare for Dable not to like a receiver.
Hmm.
I know he didn't like Tony too, but you got to think Dable's a player's coach, right? I mean, quarterbacks like
Yeah,
him, players seem to
yeah.
really like the guy. So for him not to like somebody, you got to be doing something wrong.
Or maybe behind the scenes, Dable's a dick. Like we don't know. You know what I'm
Maybe,
saying?
I mean,
Maybe
that's
they put
true.
on that good PR
At
face, but
front,
be behind the
yeah.
scenes, be like, I can't stand that bald head motherfucker. Can you? You know that motherfucker. I ought to steal his gas and cut his damn tires. Fat fucker. I don't like that motherfucker.
I don't know. He rolled up
He
in
don't
that
know
F
what the
one
fuck he
fifty,
talking
hopped
about.
out with the Jordan
You know what I'm
threes. I think he won the
saying?
team over right then and there.
He's somebody with them damn Jordans on, don't he? You know that motherfucker cussed out Stephon Diggs up in Buffalo, don't you? Oh, he did. That's my partner, man. Stable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know.
Yeah, no,
You
you're
know.
100% right. We're not in the locker
Let's
room,
throw
so
it.
we
Let's
don't
throw a
really
beer
know.
bottle at his head. Yeah, let's throw a beer bottle out. Pour some sugar in his gas
But
tank
I
or
do
something.
know they like him more than Jason Garrett and Joe Judge. I will say
Oh,
I'm
absolutely,
confident in saying
absolutely,
in
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
absolutely,
no, you're right, Clarence. We're not in the locker room. We
absolutely,
don't know what's really going on.
absolutely.
Yeah,
But let's talk
I
Holiday,
can
about.
see that.
what's up, right now?
Oh,
I
what else,
think that
Stan?
Tony. I think New York really got to Tony. I will say that because when you're
Mm-hmm.
in New York, you want to be a superstar, and you're getting all this attention, and the media is the way it is. Like New York gets the players. I've seen it. Being
Mm-hmm.
NBA fan, I've seen it with other
Mm-hmm.
players. I think New York really can get to some people if they don't have the right mindset going into that place.
You don't know that. You
It's
don't know if he 100. You don't know if he 100. Stan.
He's saying that because the first time the Giants been in anything relevant in January, and God knows how long since what
Man, it's been
the
a
last
minute,
time they won a
man.
Super Bowl.
is he a Giants
Well, that
fan?
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that banana boats incident or whatever it was, that was the last time they was relevant.
Yep.
Odell and Victor Cruz
Oh yeah, the
had that
boat
weird,
picture.
yeah, the boat,
And they
yeah,
was doing
yeah,
they was doing
The,
Adderall on the boat.
the suspect.
yeah, 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 and then lost against the Packers. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about EB a little bit, man. EB back in the news. You know what I'm saying? He got interviewed for the coach job. Which you can see that
Yep.
connection. Chris Ballard. He knows a lot
Mm-hmm.
about EB.
He
Then
not
there's
getting
other
that
news.
job. Jim Irsay is using him
I know
as an
marketing for,
exception to the rule.
but there was news that Mike Vrabel he requested an interview for EB to be the OC. Him and Nagy. He wants to interview with him and Nagy
He's
to be the
probably picking one of
OC
them too.
Mm-hmm.
to be the OC in Tennessee. Which honestly, this might be the route that he might have to go. Man, he might have to get what he might have to get away from Andy Reid and 15. If he goes over
Right.
to the
And Kelsey.
Titans and fix Malik Willis and make Malik Willis look decent,
And they make the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs.
then make the playoffs with the Titans. I think that's going to be the way he's going to have to get his buzz back up. It's unfortunate. It shouldn't be
It
like this
is
because it wasn't like that for Nagy. It wasn't like that for
for
Dougie
Doug
B.
Peterson.
But unfortunately, for whatever reason, we all have our true feelings of what the underlying reason why EB ain't getting the head coach
Oh,
or
we all
head
know
coaching
why.
job. Yeah. But
We all know why.
unfortunately, this might be the route he has to go is do what Mike Kafka did, essentially.
Right.
Well, go over to the Giants, be the OC over there, make Daniel Jones look good. And now look at Kafka. He's getting offers. He's getting interviews. So that might
Carolina.
be that might be what EB might have to do. He might have to go to Tennessee and work with Malik Willis or whoever the quarterback is over there. But I'm thinking they're gonna go run with Malik Willis. Go ahead, fix Malik Willis and make him look like a competent quarterback in this league and get to the playoffs or even win that division. Uh, it might be hard because Jacksonville is coming. They're gonna be way better
they're
next
up and
year
coming.
than what they are this year. But if they
But they
compete
could
with,
sneak in the wild card, 8, 9, and 8.
if they can get
But I
into
think,
and that offense looks different, looks better.
yeah,
The quarterback is playing good.
and
Receivers
I
are
think
making
EB's a good
plays.
fit there, right? I mean, he was a running
Yeah,
back. He knows how to get
yeah.
the best out of running backs. He
It's a
did it with
good.
Adrian Peterson. I think you put him with Derrick Henry, and I think that's a great fit for EB. I mean, I know we're a pass-first offense, but EB's never really been that way in his career. Looking
Mhm.
at other places he's been,
It's a good fit, but almost feels like it's a condition for Derrick Henry per se. Because if they can't get somebody over there to fix whatever's going on that offensive side on that side of the ball, Henry gonna want out because you're wasting his years
right?
with the way they've been
You're wasting his
performing. So
career.
if they don't land EB, I think Derrick Henry's out. It just feels like more of a conditional move to me.
Mhm.
If that's the
To keep
case.
Derrick Henry happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that.
And then on the other side, coaches, the vacancies, all that stuff. And we just heard about the news with CJ Stroud, and I'm good for him for coming out.
Yeah,
But that's the only way if EB is going to go to, he has to get the quarterback that he wants. It's as far as in the draft. That's the only way it's going to make sense. It has to be a situation where he's able to put himself in that situation if he's going to be successful, as opposed to taking on these quarterbacks that are in the middle of their contract or whatever. Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best way to put it. And even so, we don't even know the situation. And I think Houston will probably be the worst place at this point because all they do is that's where your coaching career goes to die.
Yeah,
But
you don't want to go to Houston. Nobody should take that job. They should send a message.
but that's just
They
what I
should.
think. I think he's going. I think he's still going to be in Kansas City for at least one more year. Somebody will probably flop and screw up. And I think that's how it's going to happen. Especially if the Chiefs win it this year. Especially.
Oh, if the Chiefs win, he deserves a head coaching job. I mean, I still feel like he does right now.
I do. I agree.
I mean, I think he would be perfect for the Colts. He fits that model that
He would have Jonathan Taylor.
that blue collar, hard working model. That fits EB to the core.
What pick of the Colts?
Seventh.
So
they
basically,
could jump up.
If EB gets that job, they have to jump up. No ifs, ands, or buts.
You go get.
They cannot.
CJ Stroud.
They cannot stick with Matt Ryan and get like these leftover quarterbacks. Has been. It can't happen.
Derek Carr. It can't happen.
No.
Right.
That's why I'm never. I don't understand how Ballard still has his job because I always felt like he pinches pennies.
He does.
They always get all this cap space, but he'll never use it. He'll never put no pieces around the quarterbacks that he go get.
They never have receivers. They always have Michael Pittman and nobody else.
That's what I'm saying. Michael Pittman, he's probably a number 2 at best. Like Michael Pittman's not a number 1 wide receiver.
He want to create.
I think Pittman could be number 1 if he had a 2 and a 3 to surround him. I think a solid 2 and 3.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman reminds me of Mike Evans. That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah.
His game is a lot like Mike Evans. So he needs a quarterback that can get him the ball down the field.
Yeah.
They got potential. They just need the right coach to play for.
Yeah.
Right.
And they got their one win versus the Raiders and the rest was history.
Jeff Saturday. They're interviewing him too as
For what? For what? Why?
Shit.
Jeff Saturday need to bring his
Jim
butt back to
Irsay
the
is. I actually think Jim Irsay is one of the worst owners in the league.
He don't even need a
He got
consultant.
dementia.
He top 3.
Yeah, the dimension to park their foot up his butt and get up out of there.
Jim Irsay's bad. He hasn't been right since Andrew Luck left. He's just been all over the place.
He's been drinking heavy.
Yeah. That's obvious. You can't look at Jim Irsay and tell that he be on that sauce heavy. Well, that motherfucker get faded.
He do understand.
Well, yeah, it's clearly obvious.
But wasn't
Really honest.
Bieniemy was playing football in Colorado, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Could he go there to be OC with under prime
they already got.
time?
They already
Oh,
got.
they already got one.
They got the dude that was the head coach for Kent State.
I kind of wanted EB to go there to be with prime time. That would have been all-star staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And the head coach and there's a head coaching vacancy over there too, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, don't go over there. You gotta do with Russell Wilson. No.
Don't go to.
You gotta deal with Russell Wilson. You still be in the no.
He won't go to within the division. I don't think.
I think he's gonna be there another year. I think so. I just don't see it.
We'll see, man.
He's gonna get another 1-year contract.
Don't go to Houston.
Because I think they want to make Nagy the OC.
They do. You can tell they do. He's over there behind Mahomes. It seems like every time they show a shot on the sidelines.
I wouldn't be surprised if after the season they're like, "Yep, that Nagy's the OC."
It just depends on the outcome, really, of this season, because you really can't make that move. They win the Super Bowl. That'd be weirdly unjustifiable.
It would be, unless EB gets a job, then obviously. But
that's why because the current vacant jobs. I mean, I'm surprised they had the Chargers have not announced something. They just content with losing. Not our problem. Whatever. So Denver is open. Who else is open?
Carolina,
Denver, Indianapolis, Houston, Carolina. Yeah.
LA is going to be open soon.
Who, the Chargers?
Should be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Throw
that in there.
Carolina, the current interim, he should get it.
If Dallas loses,
still Steve Wilkes deserves
Dallas loses.
Job.
Now, if Dallas loses tonight, Sean Payton's headed to Dallas.
I don't think the way Jerry Jones is talking, he sounds like he gonna keep him.
He's double. Jerry Jones
If
wants
they
a
lose
puppet.
to the Bucks, if they lose to the Bucks tonight, there's no way Mike McCarthy is gonna last that.
The way Jones is talking, it sounds like
Jerry
he's gonna
die. So Jerry's gonna die. Jerry want another ring before he die. Like he wants another Super Bowl before he die. Yeah.
Listen to that man. They should be open. I'll say they should be
Super Bowl. He talked about Super Bowl and be in tears, man. Jerry want another one before he kicked the bucket.
I think McCarthy. Unfortunately, I think McCarthy is safe. He should have been gone, but the way Jones is acting,
Jones wants a puppet. Let's call it like it is. He wants somebody he can control. Sean Payton is not going to let that happen.
No.
He's going to be like, I'm making personnel decisions. I'm the GM, basically. He wants to bring his own GM. And Jerry Jones and his son are the GM. And if he can get out of Sean Payton's way, there's no doubt Sean Payton would go there. But I don't see it happening. I don't see him getting out of his way.
It just depends on what the Chargers do, to be honest with you. I mean, if I don't see anything over the next couple of days, Chargers don't remove their coach, then Sean Payton, it looks like he's probably going to find his way in Denver. That's the way it's looking.
Either Denver or Arizona.
I still think I would choose Arizona.
Arizona is attractive, but at the same time, Hopkins wants out. Which alluded to my point and everything for the Chiefs. Would that be worth going after?
It would be. It would be. Because you only have to give up a second-round pick.
Oh, it wouldn't.
And I would say, I mean, if it comes at the expense of a second round, I would be good with that.
Why would you want DeAndre Hopkins?
I mean, he's a big-bodied receiver. He's a big-bodied receiver. I mean, Mahomes has never really had a DeAndre Hopkins. Look, Tyreek Hill's one of one, but DeAndre Hopkins is a totally different receiver. I'm talking.
So you want to go get DeAndre Hopkins and basically be right back in the same situation you just got out of.
But I don't think we would.
I don't think so.
Because we still got Kadarius Toney. We would still have Sky Moore.
No. And you had that situation before, but those guys were never able to actually flourish because you had Tyreek and Travis. So what do you think Pat's going to do if he gets a DeAndre Hopkins with a Travis? He's going to go right back to the way that he was with Reek and Trav.
Not necessarily because
not necessarily.
Not necessarily because I still want to know what this kid Justin Ross could do. I still want to know that element of it.
You want to find that out. You can't find that out with a DeAndre Hopkins. He's gonna want 7, 8 catches a game. He's gonna want that. So
But I
you
think
have to
D Hop,
feed him on top of feeding Travis.
but D Hop's game is different from Tyreek Hill.
It's different.
Okay,
It
but
is.
he still wants 7 passes a game.
He can roll all he want.
How many games?
System ain't like that. This is
That's why
spread
he
it
needs to
around.
go somewhere. That's why he needs to go somewhere where he can be
Hey man,
number one option.
I think he should go
Because
to New
Travis is
York.
number one option.
Green
I
Bay.
think he should go
Travis
to
is
New
number
Green
one
Bay.
option here.
Green Bay.
You want catches?
If
or
Aaron
do you
comes
want
back.
goals?
He want both.
Because
He wants
Hopkins,
both.
Hopkins didn't even have a chance at all this year because you suspended
No.
the first like 4 or 5 games, and then
They were
Kyler
already
Murray
out of
got
it.
hurt, and then he was under that whatever you want to call it, under that coaching mess, which I thought he had it coming. I think I mean Kingsbury, we all knew he was going to get fired, but I think Hopkins wants to win now. That's what I think.
I think he's at that point. I agree. I think he's at that point of his career where he wants a ring. He don't give a damn about. I mean, I'm not going to say he don't give a damn about stats. Everybody does, but
And the Chiefs got the state
DeAndre
for
Hopkins,
winning.
when DeAndre Hopkins is healthy and starting the season and has the ability to play an entire 16 or 17, he's arguably one of the best wide receivers in the game.
He is.
He's a difference maker. You saw it last year when they went to Tennessee and DeAndre Hopkins blew the doors off of the Titans.
Yep.
You're not going to be able. You can't expect him to want to come here. Hypothetically, they either keep Juju or MVS. You getting Kadarius. It's up in the air on Cole. Travis is still here. Noah Gray's still here. Jerick McKinnon is still here.
Kadarius Toney.
He's not. He's not going to leave Arizona to come somewhere and take a participation role to be the second or the third option on the team. That doesn't.
I don't think he'd be the second or third.
That matters, but you could go to a Giants, or you can go to I don't know any other team that's right there and has the ability
the
to
big
go
market of New York.
Super Bowl.
Daniel Jones, Patrick Mahomes. Daniel Jones, Patrick Mahomes.
So he know what it like to get
80 catches to 40 catches.
Why? So
he's not having 40 catches here.
Let's beat him.
How many
harder
if he come to Kansas City?
How many
catches he can come to Kansas City?
He's getting 75 catches.
You're delusional.
He's getting 75.
How many catches Juju had this
Tyreek
year?
had 111 last year.
And what happened to them?
Well, yeah, I mean, what happened is we got complacent in the second half of that game.
They run the
It was complacency all year.
Well, yeah, I would say that all year. It was.
So, I mean, you can get Patrick a veteran wide receiver, but you don't go and get him one that's arguably one of the top in the league anymore. You can't do that to him. That's not fair to him, because then he doesn't see the whole field.
He does see.
You see what he's doing now. You see the spread now. You saw it his first year when Travis.
When you the best, but you got to see the field regardless who's on the field.
You saw it that first year that Patrick was a full-time starter. He spread the ball around. Chris Conley, Sammy Watkins, Tyreek, Demetrius Harris. And then you saw that regression.
Hold on.
To see that regression where it was only Travis, Tyreek, and then supporting.
Hold on. That wasn't all that. It was because Byron Pringle and all them dudes couldn't get open either.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Even so, we talking about the number one guy and all that. But here's the case, though, because I want to kind of compare apple for apple, orange for oranges. Let's say if they decide to get talking about Hopkins, talking about he's going to get less catches. Well, if the New England Patriots were able to pull that off with Randy Moss and Welker had more catches. He had 112, and Moss had 98. So would that really hurt the necessarily? Because you can still get the production. I still think. I
think the yards would be there even with less catches, because it's going to be.
I still think it would.
Yeah.
But what happens to everybody else?
Because no matter what,
take a step back.
Randy Moss is the greatest equalizer that you ever see outside of Tyreek. You know what I mean? Like you talking about a Randy Moss and you talking about a Tyreek Hill. Both of them had burners that could just blow past the coverage. Like the coverage doesn't even matter when you're dealing with a Randy and a Tyreek. Like they
But
bust through coverages.
they
So
do. But
where's that coverage buster with the Chiefs? Or is it
Kadarius
just
Toney.
all underneath?
you can still get away with
So
a
you still got
Kadarius
to give him
Toney.
opportunities.
But
You still got to give him opportunities.
here's
He's
my
been
thing. Here's my thing, though. My argument behind that, though, and part of it might be a question as far as the Mahomes skill set is that Mahomes has not really had that big receiver
That's what I'm
where he
saying
could
too.
where he could throw a fade
Yup.
route to.
You can
And
throw a
I'm
50-50
I'm
ball.
wondering, is that something that is in Mahomes' repertoire? Does he have that, or does he not have the opportunity to do that because there's nobody really that can climb the ladder? That's my question
So
and my
so you
challenge.
see you've seen him have those opportunities with Jody before Jody got hurt. And he was either late on the ball, the
Or it was a
connection
little
wasn't
too
there
low.
fully, it was a little too low. You seen that. Does he need a big wide receiver? I mean, you can say yes and you can say no. Because technically, Juju's not a small guy.
No, he's
MVS
not.
is
He's
not a small
6'2".
guy.
He's 6'2",
Justin
cutie.
Watson is not a small guy. You know what I mean? They just not put in those situations for jump balls.
Justin Watson
They
is
don't
a
have to be.
Justin Watson is a special case though because with him, this
He's
dude,
got speed.
he's got speed. He can find the open window, but he cannot climb the ladder. And there's been
At
times
all.
where he's got to help out Mahomes, whether it be coming back to the ball or whatever the element is. That's the only thing I have an issue with Watson.
But do you
Just
think
get him out of
that the
here.
Kansas City Chiefs, do you think the Veach is going to bring in another marquee wide receiver?
no, he's not. He's not.
He's not.
It's wishful thinking. I'll be talking
I'm just
shit, but
hoping.
it-
Me
it-
too.
but I'm not gonna sit here and act like if we trade for D Hop, I'm gonna be mad about it. No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
no. Yeah,
Because
no.
because
Absolutely not.
the one thing D Hop is going to bring to the table is that when we need a play, I know D Hop can go get it.
Can go
Yeah,
get
Yep.
it. Yep.
absolutely.
He can go get
Absolutely.
it. If that's going his way, he can get separation and he can beat double coverage and he can go
And
get
he
it.
can get
Mhm.
contested catches.
Yeah.
That
So
that and possibly being like, I mean, I'm not sure what D Hop has left on his contract. He could be like one of those loaners for a year until you build up whoever that next receiver is. That's a possibility as well.
because I think they're drafting a receiver early. I think they're gonna get one of the first 3 rounds. I think they get another receiver. I do. Because
I
we
hope
don't
it's Ohio State one.
we do not know if Juju is coming back. We hope he comes back.
Correct. Exactly.
Right.
We do not know. We don't know what
Somebody
Veach and
might
them-
offer him a bag.
that, or we don't know what Veach and them are thinking. They
Right.
may not want to bring him back. They might be thinking of
Mhm.
other plans. You know, they might want somebody a little bit more
They
explosive.
might want DeAndre Hopkins,
Mm-hmm.
but they might not.
Yeah.
and if it come at the right price,
I'm just
I
saying.
think it only takes a second round pick to get him because of what they gave up to get him initially. I
I think
mean,
you take a third.
So what do you so you think DeAndre Hopkins? Okay. Christian Kirk got paid. Christian
Yep.
Kirk got paid. So
Christian Kirk is
You are
making the
just-
same amount of money as DeAndre Hopkins next year, which is crazy.
But what I'm saying, Ty, is you're delusional if you think DeAndre Hopkins
Oh
is
no,
not
he
going to
wants an
want to be
extension.
paid more than Christian Kirk
No, he does.
because he is
There's no
far
doubt.
better than Christian Kirk.
There's no doubt he does.
There's
wanna-
no way.
he do, but it depends on the priorities because some people they just really want to get a ring before their career is out too.
They already said he wants a new deal.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He wants an
He
extension.
wants-
He want that bread, dog.
We
He
we,
want that
bl-
bread.
we blame Tyreek Hill.
No, blame Christian
Devontae-
Kirk.
We blame
Funky ass.
Devontae Adams too. Well,
No, because-
I'll blame
no,
Kirk.
no,
Christian
because-
Kirk. It's
because-
Christian
It was
Kirk.
Kirk.
Because the domino don't fall really because Devontae Adams him getting paid and then Tyreek Hill want to get paid. Truth be told,
But they
on
That
deserve-
shit was Christian Kirk. That was
It
Kirk.
did. It
Those
started
two
with
do-
Kirk.
Those
Yeah.
two deserve the money they got.
yeah.
Yeah, Christian Kirk
Hill-
didn't. So when Christian Kirk got
Even
that
though
fucking
Christian Kirk balled
contract,
out this year.
it was
He's
like,
balling
hold on.
out.
But Hill should have got
Hold
paid.
on.
Hill should have got paid a long time ago. We can all agree to that though.
Oh yeah, we should have paid.
He
Hill
should
at the end of
have.
last
He
or
should
at
have
the end of
been
the
had that
off season
contract.
before the last. When
Yep.
we were
But he
worried
messed
about the
that up.
offensive line.
He messed that up the Super Bowl year. Basically,
Yep.
he messed that up because that's why they drafted Cole. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because there was that level of uncertainty with Reek. And they didn't know if Tyreek was going to mature and grow into the player that he is right now.
We didn't know
So
if he
at
was
that
going to play
time, it was
another down.
probably like,
In the
well,
world,
if his contract comes up and he turns that corner and he's potentially one of the top 3 or 4, then I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You know what I
in,
mean? And it came down to it, and they had to make that decision, bro.
in the words of Jalen Ramsey, he was just supposed to be a punt returner.
Yeah,
That's what
for real, for
happened.
real, for real, for real,
A
for real,
special
for real,
team, a special
for
team
real, for
special.
real,
yeah,
for
yeah.
real, for real.
He's a
Special,
special team specialist,
yep.
and
For real, for real.
it only evolved into him torching some of the best, and the rest was history.
He could torch anybody out there on that field. I don't give a damn who it is.
And that's
You
the
line
hilarious.
him up 1-on-1 against Tyreek Hill, you're getting burnt. I don't care if you're the best
You're
cornerback of all
losing.
time.
Yeah,
And that's
you're
the funny
losing.
part, though. Why the Chargers invested all that money and still the result remained the same without Hill.
Remember, Keenan Allen said somebody getting exposed. It was them. They exposed themselves.
No, y'all got exposed. Y'all still suck.
Y'all still can't win the division.
That's the bottom line because your record and your coach says so.
Yeah.
Modify Stone Cold.
All right, y'all. Who's y'all player of the weekend?
Player of the weekend. Ooh. Man. You know what? I'm gonna go. You know who I'm gonna go with here? I'm gonna go with Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes.
Why you take my thing? You take my thunder.
I'm going with Danny Dimes. I mean, the way he played yesterday, 300 passing yards, no turnovers, 79 rushing yards. I mean, he did what you needed to do to win the game. And nobody really thought Daniel Jones going into this year could do this. Let's be honest. Who picked the Giants to go to the playoffs this year? Nobody. Nobody.
Nobody picked Seattle
So
either.
it's gotta be Daniel Jones. Nobody picked Seattle. Jacksonville, I feel like some people might have picked because you kind of seen the downfall coming with the Titans, right? I mean, after the way they ended last season, and then coming into this year, there was question marks with the OC, you know, with the quarterback position, with the receiver positions specifically, because AJ Brown was gone. That Corey Davis left a couple off seasons ago. So that team that they had a couple years ago that came to Kansas City in the AFC Championship game is gone. It's not the same team anymore.
You know, I do like Treylon Burks.
I do too. I think he's got potential.
I think I got mine. It's gonna be unpopular for obvious reasons, but you know what? I'm gonna go with Trevor Lawrence. Second half, Trevor Lawrence showed up.
He did.
And granted, no matter who the opponent was, for him to be as young as he is and to show he can lead his team back without Trevor Lawrence, that team is dead in the water. We talking about the Chargers going to Kansas City, but for him to do what he did, kudos to him. He got my respect.
Yeah, I'm taking Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuels, and the Niners defense.
I'll give it to him.
I'm taking Brock. God damn it, I'm relevant now. Purdy. The man showed out in the second half.
He did show out.
Yeah, he did.
Showed poise. He calmed down. He settled down. He said, I'm here. Trey Lance, move to the side.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm right here. I'm convinced that's equivalent to the Kirk Cousins. You like that, and the Aaron Rodgers, and the Aaron Rodgers. I own you.
Yep.
I'm here.
Man, y'all leave Patrick Mahomes alone, man. Leave him alone, man. Stall him out, Devo. Stall him out, man. No, but that's my player of the weekend. All right, fellas. Another 2-hour show. We've been doing these 2-hour shows on Monday, man. Damn.
Hey, I'm off this Monday, so hey, I'm good with it.
It's all good. It's all good. Me too. I'm off on Mondays too. Well, going to land this thing tomorrow. We got a special guest coming on tomorrow evening.
The Jaguar?
No, not the.
We need to get the Jaguar back up here.
No, he's
Yeah,
not
that's who
going.
I thought it was.
No, it's
He
not
said
him.
that.
No, it's not him. Although I probably should have hit him up. But anyway, no, it's not him. We got a dude from USA Today. He works out of New York, but he covers the Chiefs. His name is Ed Easton. He's coming on.
Ed, you got Ed coming on?
Yeah, I got Ed
Hell
coming on.
yeah.
Yeah, I got Ed coming on.
I'll
He
definitely tune in.
he also hosts the Chief Wire. So, but yeah, he's coming on tomorrow. So we will talk about Jaguars and Chiefs and all that good stuff tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, should have a good show. And also Wednesday, Sports Talk with T.
Bring in the crew.
Bringing the whole crew with him. You know what I'm saying? All his co-hosts. I went on there last week, talk, draft with them, whatever. So they're gonna come on the show. Wanted to bring all his co-hosts with him. Ty's co-hosts, Rube and Pace. Come on. Let's talk Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be
That's
doing
what's
a lot.
up.
I think Wednesday, I think that's just gonna be a recording. I don't think I'm gonna do a live show on Wednesday because I know how late reviews, people be, doing it at 9:00. That's kind of a late live. So I'll probably just do a recording and just drop that episode. So, but yeah, busy week. Busy week.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe
Playoff
I
week.
might be. Maybe I'll try to get the Jaguar dude on this week too. We'll see. I hit him up.
You on your
I'm
own.
here.
Why, man?
He said you on your own.
Why am I on my own, man? You supposed to be my tag team pro. We supposed to be Demolition. We supposed to be the Legion of Doom.
Sometimes you got a main event SmackDown on your own, and then I just occasionally pop out the crowd with a steel chair or something.
We supposed to be the Usos, man.
The Royal
They
Rumble.
the twos, we the two. They the twos, and we the ones, man.
Yeah. You sometimes you got to call on Roman or something. You know what I'm saying? But you got Jaguar. Jaguar is not even a main event of SmackDown. Jaguar is like the opening of SmackDown or something. You know what I'm saying?
No, Ed Easton is definitely the
Opening a
main
Raw
event.
or something.
You get Ed Easton on, that's the main event. Shout out to him. I've interacted with him a few
Sure.
times, but shout out to him.
Yeah, I hit him up. I hit somebody else up, but he ain't hit me back. But I ain't gonna say no name. Ain't gonna say no name. Last name rhymes with funnel. Anyway, but anyway,
Maybe I got an idea who you talking about now.
Yeah.
whatever. But let's go ahead and land this thing. Give a shout out to our sponsor, Every Morning Quarterback. If you look down at the link at the bottom, you see the website, emqpodcast.com/locker-room. If you go there, you'll see the locker room access of all the podcasts that's under the Every Morning Quarterback umbrella. They got a Patriots one, a Jets one, a Chargers one, which I don't know why you want to listen to that. Maybe you want to listen to them cry.
Till next
on that
year.
podcast.
Till next
They're
season.
they're probably going to cry. But
They're
anyway,
closed.
but we also got our podcast, Arrowhead Chief Podcast. You go on there, click on the banner. You'll see all our episodes from past to the recent ones. Hit us up, subscribe. Also, subscribe to their channel. They got their own podcast on YouTube. Anthony, Brandon, Connor, and Zach doing their thing. They also give you betting tips. Shout out to everyone in quarterback. We're also available on all streaming platforms, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Anchor, Stitcher, Breaker. If you use any of those streaming platforms, Arrowhead Chief Podcast is on there. So go ahead and subscribe, follow us, and get all our episodes. And if you're on social media, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can follow us. We follow you back. Because Clarence, what's our motto?
We Hollywood. We like to take fancy silverware, spoons, forks, knives, coffee cups, plates. We take all of it and boost it. I'm just playing. Who did that?
Y'all crazy.
I'm here.
Y'all wow. Y'all wow.
Who Whoever did that ain't right. Was that you, Mark?
Yeah. Well, all right, y'all. It's been real. But yeah, I'm about to go get me something to eat because I'm hungry.
All right, I'll tap in with y'all tomorrow.
All right, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all, brother.
Peace.
Peace.